again, everybody, and welcome to the biggest Victory Monday in 15 years, maybe? I don't know. Something like that. But the Packers wanted it, and the Bears gave it to them. Slow start, but it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And we're going to talk all about it with you right after this. Bear down.
Windy City banners rocking 4 stars align. Dynasty dreams rise, Bulls in their prime. Cubs curse shattered, the victory divine. Fields be running, clock ticking on my timeline. Shot down heroes, legends never fade. Black Hawks flying, cutting ice with the blade. White Sox diamonds, the Southside parade. 4 stars shine bright, legacies they made. Mike with the crown, air rain, no dispute. Sweetness in the backfield, Walter in pursuit. Bear down Sunday's midfield, battles cute. Chicago.
If the national media don't like it, I don't give a shit.
Fuck them.
Probably means it's good.
I loved it, guys. I loved it.
100%.
Yeah, let's like
Go ahead. What are you gonna say?
Wrestling lane on the hardwood floors. And not that he'd know anything about hardwood at his age, but come on, dude. I mean, this rivalry, it clearly does not have a place for class. And the NFL is no country for old men like him. But there is no class between this fan base, the players, or the coaches. Don't pitch it now because Ben said a swear word.
It's not just this rivalry, Brandon. It's the NFL. These are a bunch of grown
Exactly. It's a violent sport. There's no room for class, and especially in this rivalry, because I told you guys before that game, Olin Kreutz talked about what finally made him start to hate the Packers, and he said it was the fan base was so influential it leaked into the locker room, and there was no avoiding it. And before you knew it, by the time you're out of the tunnel, you're just ready to kick that team's ass. Does that sound like class?
Did you see that Ben was asked about it at his press conference?
Oh, I hope he said "fuck the Packers" in response.
What's up, Dan? Yeah, there was probably a little bit more noise coming out of their building up north to start the week, which we heard loud and clear, players and coaches alike. So this one meant something to us.
Wait, no, but he also eat a dick, you Jerry.
That was fun today.
No, the one
thanks for joining the show, Dan. We appreciate you.
He said that he was asked about it, and he said, it's a rivalry, and it needs to be there between Chicago and Green Bay, and I'm a part of that. And he said, and I've talked to George McCaskey about it. We're on the same page.
That was at the end. This was from today too, though.
Very much.
They were both from today. That was it.
But okay,
that was from today. I bet you $1 million.
Okay,
I bet you $1 million.
It's not that. There was one today, and there was one last night. And yeah, he's commented on it a few times because
and I'll say
he's
this.
being asked about it, and he's not backing off of it one bit, nor should he.
And he shouldn't. And for those who don't remember,
Bay.
if you go back to the mid '80s, he's bringing it back to Mike Dick and Forrest Gregg. There was insults. There was bad blood. There was the Charles Martin slam dunking Jim McMahon.
Yeah.
There was everything stemmed from the intense personalities and how much they didn't like each other. Now, I will say this. Matt LaFleur doesn't quite have the same personality as Forrest Gregg.
Matt LaFleur sat courtside with fucking Matt Eberflus having popcorn watching a Bucks game. Watching the Bucks Bulls game. Remember that shit? Like that's not happening with Ben Johnson.
I think it was a Marquette game, but doesn't really matter.
I remember seeing him at a Bucks.
It wasn't the Bulls. It was
a Bucks Bulls game. That's what I thought. Yeah,
it was at the United Center. I don't know who it was.
The point still stands. No, it was in Milwaukee. Matt Eberflus went up to Milwaukee.
It's a Marquette. It was a Marquette game in Milwaukee. Yes.
Either way,
the passion that Ben Johnson speaks with,
Ben Johnson
shines through his coaching, where the stoic, if you will, soft ass Matt LaFleur kind of reflects in his coaching in his own way. Honestly, these two guys are who they are. It's how they're built. Ben Johnson's not going to change. He's not going to apologize, and no coach ever should. Lambeau and Halas had problems. I was reading this over the weekend. These guys had issues with each other. As much as they appreciated and respected the business that was the NFL, they couldn't really fucking stand each other, guys. This has always been what it's been. It's never changed. There's no room for class.
The Bears
and Dick Vitale and his geriatric ass need to stay out of it because he's not even a fucking football analyst.
Dick Vitale doesn't. He's a head coach, and he He's old school. It doesn't really matter. I don't
Yeah,
think.
and he actually petitioned to get rid of shaking hands with your opponent at the end of a game. Did you know that?
Yeah. Dick Vitale is
Classy
a
motherfucker.
hypocrite. Dick Vitale is not even. I mean, he's not relevant. All I'm saying. I think that a big part of why this rivalry has been so meh is because the Bears haven't been relevant, guys. The Packers have become accustomed
but one-sided.
to
You lose
being
the
on top
rivalry.
of this.
Yeah, it's for 30 years.
The Packers have become accustomed to being on top of this. Their fans have, and now that the Bears are good and they're afraid of them, they're whining because they don't like being on the other side of this thing. That's really what it comes down to for me.
And I hate to say it, man. I could balance and be on both sides. The Packers are going to get the Bears here and there. It's going to go both ways. It's not a bad team. They're going to get.
And when the Packers win, they don't have class.
I mean, these are going to be battles. These are going to be battles between the Bears and Packers. The Packers are the youngest team in the NFL. Now they don't have first-round draft picks the next couple of years, but they do have talent on that roster. They do have some key players that are going to be free agents.
As long as Matt LaFleur is their head coach, I am not worried about that rivalry, guys.
I'll say that Caleb Williams is our quarterback.
As long as Ben Johnson is our head coach and Caleb Williams is our quarterback and Matt LaFleur is the Packers head coach, the Bears are going to dominate this thing. I really do believe that. I think Ben Johnson has
3-2 against the Packers, and one of the losses was a blocked field goal in which he had no control over. Caleb Williams is going to kick the Packers' ass for his career. It's looking like that to me, anyways.
Kyle, jump in here, please.
Yeah, I mean, where do you guys want to start? Are you talking?
I mean, we're talking about this rivalry. We're talking.
Yeah, let's talk about that, please.
I have absolutely no reservations with what Ben Johnson said. I think that if you want this to be a true rivalry, his job is to instill that in his team that we do not like them. They are not our friend. We're not going to go watch Marquette games on the court side with each other. And this is the rivalry is back, man. These guys absolutely despise each other. They're warriors. They are in battle. You guys see how hard these guys hit each other. They don't give a shit about each other's physical being. Why the fuck would they give a shit about each other's mental being? I'm glad Ben Johnson came out and said what he said. People keep calling him a psychopath, crazy. I think you need a little bit of that in the NFL.
You have to be, not a little bit, Kyle. You have to be insane to be good at football.
Outside media can complain about Ben Johnson all they want. I don't think there's a Bears fan on the planet that has anything negative to say about Ben Johnson since he's been in Chicago.
No. We fucking love it this way, right, Kyle? Like it's us against. And now there's that Detroit versus everybody thing. That's our head coach.
Oh, yeah. And by the way, guys,
that's our quarterback. We're gonna defend him. Y'all can all fuck off. We don't need
the handshake was a rebuttal. It was a rebuttal. I mean, I don't know if you guys remember, but
LaFleur did the same shit.
Yeah, he did the same. He ran right by him. He didn't even stop. He just kept moving, shook his hand.
It's not okay when Chicago does it. It's not okay when Chicago does it.
Rules for thee, not for me. I want to say this, guys. We've been doing this podcasting thing for a year, and we find it's very important to us, obviously, to have a grounded take, regardless of our bias. I hate the fucking Packers, but when I talk about Jordan Love, I state that he's a good quarterback. Was the city of Milwaukee and the state of Wisconsin, as much as I don't give a shit about those inbreds, deserve more than Ben Brust and Kyle Walls. Those fucking guys,
they get exactly what they
deserve.
They're
fucking ass. And I want to say, man,
there's a reason.
What business do you have speaking about football if every time you do it's strictly through your emotions? Everything these guys say, first off, they suck each other off for 3 hours. That's what the show is. And everything they say is clearly reflected in how they feel versus what's actually happening in the NFL. Because I talked about the condition of this Packers team, and their coach had a conversation about getting fired. These guys ignored the fucking problems. They ignored the 4-game losing streak. They ignored the fact that they play one half of football every time they play the Bears. Just the same as the Bears do. We just happen to do it in the second half, which is a lot more important.
The better half to do it.
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned. And second off, dude, the guy's fucking resume hangs on his 9-point average as a Wisconsin Badger. The fuck out of here. And the other guy, the Wallace guy, comes off like he's a loiterer. Like, why is he even in the studio? They have no real takes.
He has a lot to say, but he don't really say nothing.
There's never any point. Nothing ever actually comes through. And it's like,
I've been dropping shit on his posts on X, man. He ain't really responded, man. X is crazy.
Me too.
X is crazy. He's the guy who did the belt to ass thing, and as long as Caleb Williams is your quarterback, you are not going to be able to beat the Packers. Jared Goff would be a better.
And you know what, Dustin?
Jordan Love. If they had Jordan Love on their team, they would win the NFC North. Well, the Bears won the NFC North with Caleb Williams by beating your team. That December 20th matchup decided the NFC North.
And Caleb
Williams gaming you like he did on Saturday.
And this is the worst part, man. even after a
Can't
game
put
like
that shit
that,
on
where
film.
Caleb makes the throw from the pocket, which is what the claim was, that he's a 95% play action that can't sit in the pocket and make a throw. That's how he beat you. And they don't even, there's no shame. There's, you know what I mean? There's no righting your wrongs. There's no admitting because these guys only talk through their fucking ass.
Kyle,
they're clowns. And
show
I'd
some
rather
love
watch
to
the
this guy.
movie It, because that clown's entertaining.
Oh, Jesus, Brandon, you really got the
Yeah, fuck those guys,
puns
dude.
going.
We need to know, because this shit happened all week. And now that the Bears have won, it's time to fucking let them have it. And I'm not going to do it with class, dick.
Kyle, show the chat some love, man.
Yeah, man, real quick. Thanks to everybody watching the show here, man. Breaking News
Hi,
Booze in the house. As always, AC Adams in the house, man.
I love you
Phil's
too,
here.
guys.
Swaggy McNolegs is here. Scottish Bears here. Scottish also. I didn't know that you were
You
a
just say it back, bro.
former
I didn't
boxer.
know you
That's
were
all.
from Scotland.
I didn't know you were a former boxer, professional boxer. That's
Oh,
fantastic.
Yeah, I saw that. I
Bizzo
saw
Joe,
that.
what's up, man? How you doing, brother? Mikey, of course. In the
Did he
house.
also play tackle?
You guys, Dan Blakemore was here. The first time I've seen him in a very long time. So thanks so much for joining this show,
Dan
Dan.
checked
Go
in?
Bears, man. Fuck Green Bay, 100%. Appreciate everybody in the chat.
Relentless Mikey, as always. Love y'all. Hit that like button.
Yep. And if anybody's watching on Twitter, please go over to our YouTube page, 4-Star Chicago Sports, and hit that like and subscribe button. We appreciate you guys. Thank you so much, man.
First
Bro,
off,
there's so much to get to with this game, Sean.
Let's get into some
direction.
history. Let's get into some history first. Because number one, Ben Johnson is the first coach in the Bears' beloved history to win his first playoff game. So congratulations to Ben Johnson and the Chicago Bears for that. Caleb Williams set the franchise record for passing yards, 361. Congratulations on that. Santos, longest field goal in Bears playoff history.
51 yards.
And Colston Loveland, of course, third down in Colston, as they're calling him now, in the Bears locker room, had
Man, I don't like it. I hope that doesn't stick.
15 targets, 8 for 137, plus that huge 2-point conversion out of that 3 tight
Most
end
receiving yards by a rookie
was
tight end in a
amazing.
playoff game since 2000, guys.
It's
That's
the most in the
Who is
Bears
that?
history. Period.
Sam Laporta was number 2 at 97. Jeremy Shockey, number 3 at 68. Rob Gronkowski, 65. Sam Laporta, 65. Sam Laporta's on the list twice because they played 2 playoff games.
Colston Loveland is everything you asked for and more.
So Colston's going to be on this list twice, guys. After next week, Colston
he
will
might
on this
be.
list twice.
Steve, we're not here rubbing it, man. We're just here to break down the game. Listen, I mean, fuck Green Bay.
Yeah,
fuck
we
the
are,
Packers,
Steve.
but
Yeah,
you're
we
a
are,
good,
Steve.
you're a
Don't
good
listen to
dude,
Kyle.
man.
Steve,
You always
much
come on,
respect to
man.
you,
You
but
join it. Yeah,
as a guy
Appreciate
who has
you
to
joining
listen
the
to that
show, man.
nonsense
Thank
up
you so much.
north, you should fucking have something to say about it yourself. Those guys suck each other off and say
I
stupid
guarantee
shit
you,
for 3
Steve
hours.
don't. I guarantee you, Steve don't listen to them.
They have a
I guarantee
90s. They have a 96% or a 96 score out of 100 for
Sean,
podcast scores.
let's dig into the game, man.
Where are we going with this game?
Start us off, brother.
Well, let's start with the first half.
The first half was a disaster. It was
There's not much.
It was an absolute slow starting nightmare. They had 4 possessions, I believe, in the first half. The first one, they chewed up clock, got the field goal, couldn't get in the end zone. And it was just after that, it was a complete disaster. The Packers did whatever they wanted, but typical Bears fashion, they went in, they made some adjustments. I love what the players said happened in that locker room at halftime. He went in and played the 28-3 halftime score of the Atlanta Patriots game.
Well, apparently he had played it for them in the offseason, and he referenced back to it.
Oh,
And
Joe
over the
Tooney.
week.
Joe
And
The
during the
player
week.
said he played it at halftime, bro.
Joe
I wasn't
Tooney.
in the locker room. I'm just telling you what they said in their interview.
Yeah,
He
Joe
said they
Tooney.
played it at halftime.
Joe
I don't
Tooney
know.
and Grady Jarrett
I
played in
wasn't
that game, so he thought that they could give some words of wisdom.
He had them talk to them
Game,
about that.
game,
Yeah. Yeah, they went back to it. Yeah.
So for me, it's the second half. I'll let you guys talk. The second half just blew my mind. I mean,
Well, the best thing that happened in the first half, guys, was TJ Edwards went down with an injury, and that's a hard
I
thing
would
to
never
say.
say that about a player.
Listen,
Ever.
I'm not happy TJ Edwards is injured, but DeMarco Jackson came in that game and completely changed that defense. Period.
He didn't change the game by himself, Dustin. We're going to have an argument about this right now.
TJ Edwards was too
boy.
slow to play that position.
We're gonna have an argument.
You can
DeMarco
go look
Jackson
at
Kyle, put the stripes on.
You can go look
DeMarco
at
Jackson
Jackson's
did have an impact.
PFF grade.
That game
I don't give a
changed
shit.
when Kyler Gordon got in there.
It was a combination of DeMarco Jackson. It was a combination of Kyler Gordon and Tyreek Stevenson.
You guys are missing somebody. That Jalen Reeves Maven guy had
a great game.
Absolute damn.
Montez Sweat had a great game.
Hit them coming out.
Jarrett had a great game.
Great fourth quarter.
Yeah.
That tackle on special teams by Maven to start the third quarter, where he absolutely blew that guy up, destroyed him. That woke the Bears up. I mean, their defense. It's not even just the defense as a unit from first half to second half. It's individual players, man. I mean, Jalen Johnson was getting absolutely destroyed in the first half. He wouldn't allow 2 yards of separation in the second half. It's like they just woke up. It's not like they were.
I think the speed of that defense changed an awful lot in the second half.
I will say though,
they stopped the run.
I will say I like DeMarco Jackson. He did have a good game, but man, that offensive lineman that caught the pass ran him the fuck over.
That's okay.
Absolutely destroyed him.
DeMarco Jackson was keying on the run every time, guys. They could not run the ball after DeMarco Jackson got in the game.
I saw it a lot differently than you guys. I thought the receivers still played pretty well against the Bears secondary in the second half. I thought Jordan Love
Dobbs dominated the
Christian
secondary.
Watson got open for a game-winning touchdown with like 12 seconds left, and Love just missed him.
You know why Love missed him, Brandon? Do you know why Love missed him?
Can I answer?
Because Javon. Yes, Sean, go ahead.
Because he's always good enough to break your heart.
Oh, no, that's not the answer. The answer is
you thought he was going to go.
The answer is because Javon Dexter put pressure in his fucking face.
Oh yeah,
that is true.
I can't have that conversation. I can't have that conversation.
Well, this ain't a place to not have.
That guy needs to fucking go.
Javon Dexter put the pressure on that throw. You brought it up. That's the reality.
Dude, the Bears.
He's the worst player on the Bears.
Listen, this is a great time to be a Bears fan, guys. Yeah. Let's try to keep in perspective that we are all on the same side. We might have players we like or like better, but at the end of the day, all these players came through in some way, and Javon Dexter came through on that play, Brent. That's the reality.
Yeah, it's
going to be next year. He should come through for some other team.
It's going to be Dexter's third season in a row, finishing with the most sacks at defensive tackle position for the Chicago Bears. I mean, listen, the people have bad games and good games. Some players are inconsistent. Some players are consistently good. That's what makes them great. But Javon Dexter, when he needs to make a play, from time to time, he makes a fucking play, and he did it a couple of times. I mean, listen, guys, everybody was involved in this victory. I know that Montez Sweat name doesn't jump off the screen in that game, but he made some absolutely massive plays
in the fourth quarter. He fucking dominated. Dude.
He had a good quarter.
Austin Booker didn't look great, but when he absolutely had
in the first half.
Big plays, man. I mean, everybody in that game contributed to the win. Everybody had big plays in that game. Even the defense, even the guys you guys don't like or we're not huge fans of, guys we don't want here to be here next year, like Nashawn Wright, Nick McLeod. Everybody played a part in winning this game, and it's cool to see that the Bears came together as a team, made halftime adjustments, came back out, and they looked like a completely different. I mean, you guys literally was like somebody went in and flipped the light switch on. I mean, it was a complete. The Packers on 3 drives in a row. They only scored on 1 drive in the second half, and
the Packers had 4. The first 4 drives in the second half were punts.
Yeah,
their first
totally
4
different team.
The defense, as much as Caleb Williams is the story of this game, right? But like, I think the defense changed this game, guys. The way that defense played in the second half versus the first half was the difference in this game. If you go back and watch that game, the fact that the Bears kept getting the ball back and then they were turning it over he had the interception. They weren't able to get scores. They're still kicking field goals. The defense kept getting off the field, guys. And it is Kyler Gordon, Sean. Kyler Gordon got burned a lot, and that's to be expected. He's rusty right now.
Got burned coming off, but he had a couple of huge pass breakups.
He did.
On the goal line.
He did. Tyreek Stevenson in his 14 snaps made a big impact as far as I'm concerned. Grady Jarrett, DeMarco Jackson. All I'm saying, to me, when you watch that game back, the reason that the Bears were even in it to have a chance for Caleb to make the plays he did is because of that defense.
And they've been great.
You want to know what's funny?
We've been super down on them all year.
They've been great in the second half.
But Scottish, I thought the exact same thing. I think I said that to you, Kyle, or Dustin.
You texted us. Yeah. You texted us.
I thought Booker was going to get the game ball too, but then
I
thott they both should have got it. When you look at these stats, these guys dominated this football game. You got 10 pressures from your edge. 5 hurries, 4 quarterback hits, a sack,
exactly,
a couple, 3 tackles for loss. I mean, 9 total tackles from the edge position. These guys came and showed out in the second half of that ball game. And like Kyle said, it's like someone flipped the switch on these guys because no one was doing shit in the first half. They came out like a completely different team. And sometimes you just got to tip your cap because Dennis Allen, according to our head coach, made some adjustments on some things that he saw coming out of that first half. So you got to tip your cap to the guy that everybody wanted fired and keep giving down Dennis Allen his
Austin
flowers.
Booker drew the hold. Austin Booker drew the hold on that field goal drive that they missed. Austin Booker made plays all night, man. The defensive ends in general played a lot better than in that second half than we've seen them play.
It was their best game of the year.
It was. Yes,
it's
I agree.
Important
100%.
to note
they were able to get pressure with 4. They were
consistently credit this Bears team with luck or fortune or whatever made up shit you want to say, but the ball bounced the wrong way the whole fucking game, and the Bears still won.
3 fumbles they should have recovered.
Yeah,
right past, and they still won the football game. So even when the odds are stacked against them and the things don't roll your way, the ball doesn't bounce your way, they overcame it anyways.
You can't. It can't be a fluke if this is how you do it every fucking time. You can't call it a fluke.
I'll give you my second half. My most impressive stat for the second half. How many points did the Packers score in the second half?
They scored the touchdown.
6.
They scored 6.
And they missed the extra point.
Yeah, 6.
How many rush yards did they have in the second half?
They didn't have any in the whole game.
6.
They ran for 2 yards a carry.
That defense.
What's funny is Jacobs had 6 carries for 40 yards to start the game.
Yes,
and then ran for 2 yards a carry. But he had a big run, didn't he?
He had a big run back.
He had like a 16-yard run early in the game
to start the game. Yes. I mean, that's my point, Sean. Exactly what I'm saying. And Bizzo said it right here. He said Mina Kimes said it best. I expected the offense to do what they did. I was surprised by what the defense did in the second half. That to me is why the defense. That to me though is why the defense in that second half was the difference in the game. As much as Caleb played his ass off and all these weapons, the defense saved that game for the Chicago Bears.
I agree, Scott.
And that's a crazy thing to say, given how bad they've been.
I don't find it to be too far from the trend, though. At home in the second half, they've been a good football team. They did it to Detroit in the game they lost. Detroit scored nothing in the second half.
Well, Swaggy, I'm pretty sure
what this defense has done at home
the
all
Bears
year
winning.
long.
I'm pretty sure the Bears winning would hurt Vegas because most of the money came in on Green Bay. So
most of the money came in on Chicago. It was a 63%.
No, most of the late money came in on Chicago. But before they could change,
I shared the post from DraftKings.
Originally, the money was coming in on the Green Bay Packers, man.
DraftKings posted the percents, the percentage better.
You're not reading the comments. You got to read and adjust. He's talking about it being scripted, so they wouldn't change the script 10 minutes before the game. I'm saying, the week leading up, a lot of money was coming on the Packers. They only changed that spread late. That was like what, Friday? They changed the spread.
I'm just saying, man. DraftKings posted something that said, "Wow,"
and not to mention, man,
63% of bettors have bet on the Bears.
Brennan McManus missing field goals and extra points is not scripted. That's just a kicker kicking.
Oh, wait a minute! If you ask the Packers fans, there's magnets in the balls and in the goalposts, and they push the balls sideways.
I knew he was gonna miss that kick, guys.
It's just him sucking. That's what
I knew he was gonna miss
a bad
that
field goal kicker. And you know what? I don't want to hear any complaining about it because the Bears got double doinked out of the playoffs in 2018 when Cody Parkey.
Guys, we said
it happens to everybody.
We said on Wednesday on the Barely There. We said on Thursday on the Bare Minimum. We said on Saturday on the kickoff show. The Bears have a huge advantage with Cairo Santos versus Brandon McManus kicking in Soldier Field. And that played out exactly as we said.
Hey,
I told you and Kyle, Sean, before that game, special teams is going to make a big difference in this game. And look what the fuck happened. Look what happened. The Packers special teams has been bad all year.
Duvernay had that big return, too.
Just announced Sean Hockley's crew will be doing the Bears and Rams this Sunday.
That's all right.
Adam Schefter.
That's all right. They're all right. They're decent from what I mean.
Yeah, I don't mind Hockley's crew.
Sean, who's doing the game?
That I don't know. Schefter just put divisional round referee crews, and our crew that was in Chicago is headed to Seattle.
I hope it's Burkhardt. I love that fucking guy's calls.
Here, I'm gonna say for all the shit that we were worried about the refs, I thought the refs let the two teams play this game. I thought it was fair.
The Bears have 2 penalty yards, guys.
Yeah,
100%. Yeah, they let him play.
The Bears played a clean game.
And on that big play to Romeo Doubs, when Romeo Doubs beat Jalen Johnson down the side, I think it was Romeo Doubs. It was like a 35-yard catch or whatever. Javon Dexter was clearly being held, but the refs had already made it clear that they were not going to call ticky-tack holds, man. It was not. They weren't going to do that. They were going to let these teams play each other. Dude, this game was not. This had nothing to do with the refs or the NFL regular. This was all about skill. I mean, listen, Caleb Williams came out. He looked terrible in the first half. Might have been his worst half of football since he's been drafted in the NFL.
It was rough.
And then the second half was probably the best half he's ever had. It was probably the
Ben's
best
first half
ever
was.
had.
Let's dive into that a little bit, guys.
It was like two different teams, guys. It literally looked like two different teams, which is
Did we think Ben Johnson coached the least like himself in the first half of that football game?
No, I just don't think.
No, I don't think so. I think he was very true to himself.
I thought he was really playing with fire, man. I did.
I'll say this.
I know he wanted to keep his defense off the field.
It wasn't
the same thing. Ben Johnson has not done what he did in that game all year long. He has not.
I think the refs were really good in that game. I think them not being a non-factor is exactly.
I think Jordan Love getting 2 grounding calls after having won his whole career in the second half of that game was Jordan
awesome.
Love collapsed. He collapsed. Yeah. Jordan Love fell to pieces.
With what you're talking about, Brandon, there was some desperation to some of the play calling.
Right?
It felt like Ben Johnson in the first half.
It felt different,
but
man.
He was staying true to himself. He was standing on the sideline last week saying to himself, should have gone for it. And he said, I'm not gonna have that.
He overcompensated a little bit?
Potentially. But here's the thing. Between Ben Johnson and Caleb, I think they both felt the pressure in that first half of their first playoff game as a head coach.
Well, Caleb did, because the offensive line was
100%. No, I think Caleb just felt the pressure. Like, Caleb is usually good. Like, he doesn't get the nerves. He says that. But to me, guys, it looked like Caleb had those nerves in the first half. And that's why, Kyle, I agree with you. He probably played his worst half of football that we've seen him play all season under Ben Johnson. But once he shook that off, he became the Caleb that we have come to see, this guy that's been progressing throughout the season. And I think the same thing about Ben Johnson, Brandon. I think they both just felt all that pressure of the bright lights, wild card playoffs at home against your division rival. And I just think it took them a little longer to adjust. And I thought the Packers clearly had the advantage in that way because they had been there before, guys. I
thought he did a terrible job of making Caleb comfortable. I thought he waited way too long to get Colston Love with the ball, man. That's got to be your bread and butter.
Well, no, but they were trying to get Colston.
That's your bread and butter.
Brandon, they were trying to get Colston the ball that whole first half. He had like 6 targets in the first half.
It's tough to judge the game plan if your players.
I personally felt like that game, the first half of that game was coached very poorly. It's clearly feel different, but I did.
This podcast. Caleb Williams missed a lot. Brandon, that Luther Burden throw, whether Luther Burden screwed up or not, that wasn't going anywhere. Watch the replay.
Okay, but we do this every week. We're afraid to criticize our coach.
If that's a touchdown,
let him make his point before you respond.
If that's a touchdown, if he throws the right pass and that's a touchdown, is that not the right play call? Isn't that the right play call? If it's a touchdown, that's the right play call. If your players don't execute, you look bad. If they do,
quarterbacks miss throws every fucking play.
But what you're doing is you're just exalting
how you respond to
all
it.
Excuse and being like, oh, Ben Johnson was so bad in the first half, and Caleb was just begging for these layups.
I can't believe I'm the only person saying that.
Like, no, he missed wide open receivers, dude.
So nobody thinks that there's anything to what I'm saying with them. Those two guys feeling that pressure in their first ever situation like that. Nobody.
No, because this is the way This is the way Ben's coached.
They're both extremely nervous.
We've talked about this for weeks. It's not nerves. It's the inability to prepare for the first half of a football game. You make your halftime adjustments. You come out and you kick a team's ass. But it's the same problem. It's not about nerves. It's been this whole fucking year. It's about nerves every game, every week. Every week it's nerves.
I think we might just have to accept the fact that this is the type of team.
Was it nerves against Detroit in the first half?
I think we might just have to.
You guys always want to have the same conversation on this podcast. It's a collection of the entire team. You can't say this team sucks the first half,
which is a coaching problem.
Or this team sucks the first half because
the Bears don't have a coaching problem. Yeah, that's one thing they don't have.
They do.
Yes, you're the only person in the world.
They do. They need to be able to adjust before halftime.
Sean, Vizzo Joe had a question for you.
Caleb had a bad half. A bad half. It was a bad half. They both did. They both had bad halves.
And they do it every week, guys.
They were nervous.
Every week.
Yeah,
they had a bad half against Detroit.
They
do it every week.
Caleb needs to get more consistent.
This isn't new. It's not a nerves problem because it's not
the Bears
fucking
are in
new.
the divisional round of the playoffs. This is not new. This is who they are. Yes,
exactly.
Correct.
But I just feel like it's been 3 weeks in a row where you want to come on here and say Ben Johnson's not doing good.
I don't expect it to change.
He's got to win in the playoffs,
but it's okay to point it out.
Hey, Sean, there was a couple questions for you out there that I wanted to get to from the chat, man. Where did that go? He said, Vizzo Joe said, so Sean, who got the prediction right? He says, LOL.
I don't remember who was the closest.
I was close.
I had 23-20, so it wasn't me. I thought it'd be
had-
a little bit lower score.
I had 34-23.
I had 24-20. It was a 4-point game. I just need to add some points.
Yeah.
So Dustin won. I got the math for you guys. Dustin was close.
Okay, thank you, Kyle. Prophet says, Sean, you rather have Warren now over Loveland?
I knew this would come. And
That's okay.
Hey, I'm ready.
Sean's
for it.
admitted he was wrong on this, guys.
Sean Phil won. Sorry.
Nice, Phil.
Hey,
Phil's
good job,
not on
Phil.
the panel, but yeah, good job. Good job.
Way to go, Phil.
I'll say this: when you compare the two players, they're completely different players. One's a wide receiver, one's more of a true tight end. Do I think that if Tyler Warren was here, he would be having the same success? Yes, I do. I think Tyler Warren had a really good season until his quarterback got hurt. Then they stopped passing him the ball, so his numbers declined. And people want to be ignorant and be like, oh, he's not as good as this guy. He doesn't have a fucking quarterback to throw him the ball. Would people want to knock Tyler Warren to put Colston Loveland on a pedestal?
I don't think that's what Vizzo Joe was doing.
No, it
was
happens.
Prophet who
It
asked the
happens.
question.
It's been happening in Bears Nation over the past couple of weeks. I'm not knocking Colston Loveland. I love what I see out of Colston Loveland. But if you're gonna say if Tyler Warren was here and Colston Loveland wasn't, like Tyler Warren wouldn't be having success in this offense.
Not the way Colston is doing it. Though,
they would be
like you said, they're two different players.
Exactly what I said when I started
players.
saying this. They're different players. They would be
just agreeing with you, Sean. I was just agreeing with you, Sean.
And one of them fits Ben's scheme, and that's why
he's here.
Why he was picked.
Yeah.
But to knock Tyler Warren down and say Tyler Warren isn't going to be a Hall of Famer or isn't as good at football because he does different things is just ignorant, plain and simple. Because now you're saying is Brock Bowers not as good? Is Colston Loveland just
Brock
so
Bowers
much
is
better
than Tyler Warren?
I'm just asking.
I don't know if Brock Bowers is better than Colston Loveland, guys. I'll tell you this. Colston Loveland's a better blocker than all those guys you just talked about. I know that for a fact. Colston Loveland is a better blocker than Tyler Warren. He's a better blocker than
Colston Loveland will be the best tight end in football next year.
I've watched film all season of Tyler Warren at the line of scrimmage pancaking defensive ends. So again, because he's a Bear, I understand everyone wants to be the greatest player in the world, but you can't compare an apple to an orange. They don't do the same things on the football field.
I just prefer oranges over apples, personally. I just prefer oranges over apples. That's where I'm at.
Plain and simple.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
Colston Loveland will be the best tight end in football in a year from now.
I think he would have had as good a season as Colston Loveland, or better, because Tyler Warren didn't have to wait 8 weeks to get going. He started week 1 and took off. And he would have started week 1 in the Bears offense and took off and probably had over 1,000 receiving yards.
He wouldn't have started week 1 in the Bears offense. They had Cole Kmet.
I got a good storyline.
I think they would have slowed.
I got a good storyline off of this conversation that I wanted to go to because
and again, really quick, I'm not knocking Colston Loveland. I think the guy's been sensational.
Nobody thinks you are.
I've been fucking touting him for the last 3 weeks. I apologize. I never said the guy was going to suck at any point in any podcast. I said I just wasn't confident in the pick. And I hate to say this. Go to Bears Nation. The sentiment was shared by a lot of fucking people. I'm apologizing right now.
I personally don't feel like Warren would be as good in Ben Johnson's offense as Loveland has been.
Why are we here talking about
that? Warren is
here's my question, guys. Can I get to
this? He's a mismatch as a route runner. Go watch him.
Here's a storyline.
Exceptional route runner as a tight end.
But okay, so here's a storyline, though, going into this game against the Rams, right? There was one other coach that was trying to trade up to get Colston Loveland, trying to trade up with the Bears to get Colston Loveland, and Ben was like, nah.
There's two.
Well, one that matters this week.
Sean Payton was
one that matters this week was Sean McVay. Sean McVay wanted Loveland badly. And now you got Loveland on the Bears, the Rams coming here. What are the odds that Colston Loveland fucking torches the Rams, the guy that Sean McVay wanted more than
the odds are great because he's going to torch everybody.
I hope so.
All right, guys. Sorry. I guess that was a stupid question.
No, I really hope he does, man.
Guys, the league's leading tight end, the all-pro tight end this season was Trey McBride. Can Colston Loveland be an all-pro tight end in his sophomore season?
Absolutely. Especially if he's used like this in this offense.
Absolutely. I agree, Sean. I agree.
I don't know, guy. I was saying in the offseason he would be the Bears' #1 red zone target. And I just believe that he would be the biggest mismatch on this team. And
he's the best pass
that's come to fruition. That's what it is. And it's fun to see. It's fun to see a guy.
Hey man, when I said
records for a rookie tight end,
when we talked in the draft show, and I was like, guys, there's real possibility Colston Loveland is pick at 10. People laughed, man. I laughed, dude. I mean, the Bears have been talking about that for months, guys. Months. They're interested in Colston Loveland. The interest is growing. Everybody,
there's like a tight end revolution.
People were like not believing it. I'm like, go read articles, guys. They are 100% looking at Colston Loveland.
No, Kyle, you definitely said that early on, 100%.
It wasn't made up.
And if I can, really quick, Flex, I agree with you 100%, and that's what I conveyed last week. 110%. So
I just don't see the point of comparing. I think
you're hearing it on 4 stars first here. He will be the league's leading tight end next season.
I just don't see the point in comparing. Like they're both going to be really good for their teams. I think they both, like Sean said, they absolutely offer totally different skill sets. They do completely different things. I think Colston Loveland's going to be great. I think Tyler Warren's going to be great. As a matter of fact, I think the point of this conversation, guys, is the tight end position in the NFL is back, and it's back with a force. I mean, these tight ends are starting to take over the NFL, man.
Loveland is going to be the leading receiving tight end in the playoffs this year, Brandon. Like Loveland is going to have the most receiving yards by any tight end
since week 10. He's the best tight end in football.
And as James Christo says there, he's a top 5 tight end.
And I'm glad that the chat's coming through because there's more than a couple people in here that admitted they were wrong about Colston Loveland too, man. Hey, we're not always going to get him right.
Well, Tyler Warren was like the can't miss guy by all.
I don't think Indianapolis
the Packers radio host laughed when they made
that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that's why Bears fans, because you rely on these scouts and these draft analysts to give you that information. And Tyler Warren was everyone's can't miss guy. Colston Loveland kind of came out of nowhere towards the end, as Kyle just pointed out. Everyone knew who Warren was. He was dominating at Penn State, doing all kinds of different shit. And every draft analyst said he's the number 1 tight end in the draft. So when the Bears go and draft a tight end, that's not the number 1 tight end in the draft. When they're drafting the first tight end in the draft, it makes sense that people would have some questions about that.
I just want to say real quick,
but I had confidence in what Ben Johnson envisioned when he made that.
Yeah,
pick.
but I also don't think anybody was wrong. Like
Sean
keeps saying wrong. Sean, nobody ever on this podcast panel or in this chat ever said Colston Loveland was going to be a good player in the NFL.
We drafted Mason Taylor. Mason Taylor.
So they had reservations about drafting a tight end over left tackle, and that might still come back to bite the Bears in the ass, considering they now are probably going to be without their starting left tackle for the majority of next year. I mean, we're going to right back in the left tackle conversation for the rest of the offseason here, guys. Here we go again. Round 18. Here we go.
But if we want to get into that,
but you guys want a defensive end. So when do the Bears actually address left tackle?
The Bears are going to have to go get a left tackle. They have to do this. I'm sorry. And again, I'll put something up on 4 stars. We don't have to get too deep into it. Depending on the severity of this injury, this is a career-ending injury for Ozzie Trapilo. I'm not making it up. I've read 4 different medical doctors' reports on his injury, and depending on the severity of this injury, there is, and based on the history of the severity of the injury, players
it's a hard one to come back from. It's a hard one to come back from, and then, like you said, Sean, to play with once you do come back and get back to your original form.
So we'll see. And again, all these doctors, they all said today, hey, we're not his doctor. We haven't seen x-rays. We haven't seen MRIs. We don't know how bad it is. But if it's severe, he's going to have a tremendously hard time returning to premier form.
Especially his size. It's going to be real tough to do.
Phil says, holy shit, really? Swaggy says, "Damn, don't say that."
Hey man,
says he's 6'8". It's a tough one. It is, and
sucks.
You knew he was done when he got helped off the field like that, man. You knew it, and you wonder how much that thigh bruise injury had played into that happening. Did you think that could have had favoring the one leg over the other because he had that deep bruise? Remember that picture they sent out last week?
Oh yeah,
when he didn't play.
Same leg.
Yeah, but he got
it was the opposite leg. But you wonder if he was
got
like
rolled up on
compensated. He got bowled over.
Destroyed.
He got destroyed on that play. It was rough to watch.
You know what? We're gonna have to have Theo Benedette, and they're gonna have to come up with some bold strategies to just chip on that edge. You know, you'll roll Caleb out away from that side of the action. You know, get him to the right side instead of the left side. I think ultimately we've seen Theo. He wasn't the greatest. He wasn't the worst.
Sean,
and you know what? He has to come and play his best football for 3 games, man. I mean, hey, next man up, dude. You're part of this team.
Real quick, guys.
Get in there and do it.
Yeah, man, I agree. And I thought Theo played pretty well in the limited time that he had out there. He didn't stand out. And the reality is, Ozzie was giving up all the pressure on Saturday night. He was getting beat badly throughout the night. That's just the truth. He was allowing you said 7 pressures is what you saw, Sean. I saw it with my eyes. He was the one giving up a lot of pressure on Caleb
next gen.
the night.
I went to next gen stats. They had 7 pressures given up by Ozzie Trapillo. They had 5 pressures given up by Joe Tooney, and the other 3 linemen combined gave up 5. So the pressure was coming from Tooney and Trapillo the entire game. They gave up 12 pressures. The rest of the line gave up 5. And honestly, I'm very surprised when I hear that at Tooney. And I'd have to go back, and I didn't get a chance to watch the all 22s because that's where I really get to look at the play the most. And I didn't get a chance this weekend with all the football, but that's what I'd like to see. What was going on with Joe Tooney? Why was Joe Tooney being beat so bad like a drum in this game? Because
I did not see that on tape. Sean, I did not see that on tape.
He also had the second worst line grade in this game.
The PFF grades were very weird to me in this game, and they always are, to be honest. But for DeMarco Jackson to have a 35 grade, go fuck yourself. That's just not right. But like Joe Tooney, when you say he allowed 5 pressures, I didn't say it. Next Gen Stats did. Okay, so Next Gen Stats gets the credit, but I did not see that. I saw him trying to help out a lot between Dahlman, who was having a rougher game than people want to.
Dahlman had a bad game,
right? And then he was trying to help out Ozzie, who was getting beat badly throughout the game. I think Joe Tooney does this thing where he tries to overcompensate for people if they're not performing next to him, and then his stats tend to slip up because of that. I did not see Joe Tooney giving up pressures in that game, Sean. I did not see it personally. I got a quick question for you guys. The line on this game tonight that's going to start here real soon went down to +2.5 for the Steelers, or went down to -2.5. It was 3.5 or
money
3
coming in on Pittsburgh, huh?
Yeah, man. Am I stupid to bet on Pittsburgh? Because I want to just bet them straight up. I got a feeling.
I like Houston's defense. Like I texted you earlier,
I do too.
Their defense is great. Can CJ Stroud on the offense keep up with them? I mean, they haven't had a rushing touchdown, I think they said, since week 14. They have 19 passing touchdowns on the year. I mean, I think this defense is going to beat the shit out of Aaron Rodgers tonight. I think
that Steelers defense might beat the shit out of that Texans
and that could be a fact too. This could be as boring as that game last night. I'm not. Because that game sucked last night.
I don't know. There's a part of me that I picked the Texans, guys. We all did our picks. I've picked all 5 right up to this point, but like I really want to bet on the Steelers. Am I crazy? And a Kenneth Gainwell anytime touchdown. Is that crazy? Should I go for it? Kenneth Gainwell anytime touchdown.
No, I like Kenneth Gainwell a lot, actually.
All right,
I would not do that.
I would go.
The Steelers shouldn't even be in the playoffs.
I would go Jalen Warren, actually.
That's a good point.
Texans won 9 in a row.
I agree with you, Kyle. The Steelers just shouldn't even be here.
A shitty field goal kicker away from being eliminated. They looks like there's turmoil in that locker. I don't think the players are necessarily in love with either Aaron Rodgers or, to be honest with you, Mike Tomlin anymore. I think this is the end of this long Steelers run. I think there's going to be a lot of changes made this offseason when the Steelers lose tonight. I just think the Houston's defense is too much. I mean, listen, people came out were like, oh, the Colts or a rookie quarterback looked pretty good against the Texans. Yeah, well, he can also get out of the pocket and move. He can run. He can extend plays. Aaron Rodgers can't. He just can't. And they use those tight ends religiously. All they do is use tight ends to make their way down the field. I think Washington's banged up. Houston's pretty good. I think they're pretty good against tight ends. I just don't see a way in which the Steelers can win this football game. I don't see it. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the Steelers come out with a fire under their ass because they're playing with house money. I just don't see it.
I bet it.
Will Anderson tonight, baby.
I bet the Steelers. Like I said to you guys earlier, man, if you could bet the over under on sacks, I would bet the fucking over in this game between the 2 quarterbacks and you could set it at like 8.5. I think Stroud's going to get sacked too, man. I think both of these offensive lines are going to have a lot of issues.
Stroud's they've gotten really good at getting the ball out of his hands quick, man. They've gotten really good at that. Dalton Schultz has become like their guy. Jaden Higgins runs a lot of underneath routes. They're getting the ball out of CJ Stroud's hands quickly. If they can continue to do that tonight like they have lately, then they should have no problem beating the Steelers. Because guys, I don't know if you remember or not, the Steelers and the Bears played each other. Their defense didn't look. People are like, "Oh, the Steelers defense is so haunting." It's the classic Steelers defense. No, it's not. It's not because the Bears scored 31 points on them and they walked up and down the field.
I'm going against my better judgment, but I just got a feeling the Steelers are going to find a way to win this fucking game. So we'll see how it goes. I just want to talk about that for a second.
They got home field advantage. At least they got that.
CJ Stroud is 0-2 on the road in road playoff games.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. There's a lot of things that line up. As much as I don't
believe in the Steelers. That is a good point. We talked about that last week.
I don't think the Steelers are good.
Monday winning streak at home is they haven't lost since 91. So that could be something too, you know.
Well, they won't win on Monday forever, guys.
If you're talking Mike Tomlin versus DeMeco Ryans, I'm taking Mike Tomlin 100% of the time. 100%.
If you're talking Aaron Rodgers,
I just don't know against that defense, and I'm going to look like such a jackass if they put up 31 points tonight. But who scores for the Steelers at the skill positions? I mean,
DK Metcalf and Kenneth Gainwell.
Yeah.
DK Metcalf is back. He was out the last 2 weeks. That was huge. And they still
boomer bust. I think
we got a new member of the chat right here, I believe. I've never seen this gentleman before. Or is that, you know what? I bet you that's Illinois Jones.
What are you talking about? Jake Rowan? JCY? He's been here a lot, man.
Yeah.
Before.
I was looking. I'm like, who's new?
Yeah.
I agree with you, James. You got somewhere, I'm going to say 24 or 14 Texans.
I really didn't want to bet this, but I came up on so much money on my 2 bets over the weekend that I'm like, fuck it. I'm playing with house money. Sean, you made a couple bets on. Did you make any bets yesterday?
I did not. I did not yesterday. I just won $300 on that Colston Loveland bet.
So you didn't do the touchdown. You said you did the touchdown. You did.
I did the touchdown bet, but Bretton Strange, he screwed it up for me.
So, but with Colston Loveland, you said you bet separate bets.
I did not take the touchdown. I thought I took the touchdown. I took it over. I took the Bears money line over 50 receiving yards and then over 4.5 receptions. Which, when I opened up the sports, I looked at that. I'm like, dude, that's a gimme. Like, they're giving me money with these. Like, what the fuck?
Also, it's like plus 980 if you bet the Bears and the Niners straight up right now for next week. Just throwing that.
Ooh, I did throw some money on the Bears money line for next week already. So I like the Bears. I like the Bears against this team. I mean, I don't want to get too much.
Sounded like a little Trumpy right there. I like the Bears.
I like the Bears. It's going to be huge. I'll tell you this. These guys, the Rams, they struggle on the fucking road. And you're talking about an ice box they're coming to this Sunday.
-8 potential field.
I like the Bears, man.
Fuck, yeah. With Matt Stafford, you can say that finger's clean, but like in the cold, if that gets hit, I don't know.
It's a lot different.
You guys, there is a new joiner here. What's up, Kyle? Is Kyle Piper?
Kyle Piper, what's going on, brother?
Got the over 38.5 for tonight. I wouldn't disagree. I think there's going to be some scoring tonight. Actually. And 38.5 is low.
Yeah, 38 over. Did he say, was that over
38.5 over for tonight?
He said he's betting the over.
Oh, I like that. I like that. I don't think it's going to be completely low scoring because the Texans can be had, but my biggest fear is if the Texans come out firing on all cylinders, dude, they may eliminate Aaron Rodgers from this game.
Well, yeah,
I'm talking injury, like Will Anderson ends his season.
Swaggy. What's up, Swaggy? Guys, there was a lot more in that game to talk about, right?
Yeah, I mean, let's talk about what does this mean for the rivalry? Let's talk about going forward. Do you think the Bears dethrone the Packers, or do you think this is a good season by the Bears and a banged up Packers team? Like, what do you think that next year with Parsons back and adding to this team in the draft, obviously without a first round pick, but adding to free agency, the Packers have a lot of money. Sean said they're the youngest team in the NFL, so a lot of these guys they're going to a lot of carryover. Do you think that the Bears have dethroned the Packers? Or do you think this is just one of those years where the Bears had a good year, like 18 with Trubisky, and the Packers had a bad year?
I think if the Packers extend Matt LaFleur, the Bears are going to dominate this fucking rivalry for the foreseeable future. That's what I believe. I think you're looking at a bunch of Packers fans that want Matt LaFleur fired. So a bunch of Bears fans should be like, hell yeah, keep Matt LaFleur. I think Ben Johnson has his number. I think he has the psychological advantage over him. I think Matt LaFleur makes terrible decisions in the moment of games. We did a ranking of coaches, guys, before the season started in the NFC North. We went through and ranked everything. We all came to the conclusion that Matt LaFleur was the 4th ranked head coach in the NFC North. And it's because of his clock management and his in-game decisions. And you saw all of that play out last night, Kyle. The Bears in the first half when they were driving and they went for it on 4th down. Remember that? The 3rd down where Caleb ran, and then there was 4th down. There was a minute left when Caleb slid. Matt LaFleur didn't call a timeout until 37 seconds left. And the Bears went for it on 4th down and didn't get it.
Now, the previous drive, he called a timeout, and then they had a delay of game after a timeout.
No, that's not let me get into it. Okay, real quick. I got it all in front of me in the timeline. First half, the Bears were driving. They were midfield. They're going to go for it on 4th down. Caleb would just run. Matt LaFleur does not call a timeout for 25 seconds. They missed the field goal. They got the ball, turned over on downs, but they missed that field goal. That was one missed McManus field goal. The Packers ran out of time. If they had that 20 seconds, you think they couldn't have got 10, 15 yards closer to get McManus a field goal? That field goal miss at the end of that half would have made it 24-3. That would have been huge. When you're talking about what that right there, Kyle, they had to burn a timeout to avoid a delayed game because they weren't lined up correctly on their that last field goal drive that McManus missed. They burn that timeout, and then they come out and get the delay of game after burning the timeout. And then McManus misses the field goal. They had a penalty on that drive as well that brought them back 5 yards, which made a big difference in that kick. On the next drive, when the Bears have the ball, Kyle, Matt LaFleur has to burn a timeout at 2 minutes and 7 seconds. They're going to run down to the 2-minute warning. Maybe the Bears get a playoff, but his defense only had 10 guys on the field. He had to burn a timeout before the 2-minute warning. Then you take a timeout with 44 seconds left after you get the ball, and your player gets injured on the next play, 32 seconds. You now have no timeouts. You cannot avoid the 10-second runoff. You are now down to 22 seconds. Matt LaFleur's mismanagement of the clock and the game and his timeouts fucked his team at the end of this game, guys. You remember what I'm talking about, yes? He had to take the 10-second runoff because he burned a timeout to avoid that delayed game and still came out and got a delayed game. He burned a timeout because his defensive personnel wasn't right. And then he had to burn a timeout on the drive when his team really should have been in hurry up. Matt LaFleur fucked this game 12 ways to Sunday in that second half. And I really do put that loss, a big part of it, on him and his inability to manage the clock in the game. I do.
Yeah, for me, as far as the rivalry goes, Kyle, I want to see what the Bears do in this offseason because this defense isn't it. I think the offense is going to be able to hang with any team in the NFL. I don't care about the Bears having the toughest schedule in the league. I think as they continue to acclimate to this offense, I'm going to like the back of their hand. It will flow like the Detroit Lions offense did. I think the playmakers here on the Bears between Rome, Luther, Colston, if DJ stays, even with the bringing up Jahade Walker, DeAndre Swift, add another running back with Kyle Monangai and get them in the mix. I think the offense is going to be just fine. They have to fix this defense. They have to retool it depending on how they do that. Because I'll tell you this, Jordan Love will continue to have success against this team if they don't fix the secondary. They cannot get burned.
And rush. Four-man rush. You
imagine that Kyler Gordon plays more than 3 games. You imagine the Terrell
Smith. Well, I'm hoping.
I imagine that
DeMarco Jackson's not a healthy scratch.
I'm hoping, but we can't count on anything. Hopefully, Jalen Johnson returns to health. There's a lot of hopes in there, but you also have to have depth because injuries happen, and we've seen Kyler Gordon miss multiple games. Regardless if people want him gone, he just signed a 4-year contract. He just burnt 1 year. He's going to be here at least 3 more years. He's not going anywhere. Jalen Johnson just re-upped. I think Jalen Johnson will return to form next year. I have no doubt about that either.
Jalen Johnson returned to form in the second half last night, Sean. Kyler Gordon played his ass off. He got beat a lot in man coverage, but he played his ass off.
They both did. They both did, and I'm very proud of that. But at the same time, we're talking about a half of football, not a 4-month season. And I would like to know that we were going to be healthy, but the Bears have to add linebackers. They have to add some a defensive tackle, a defensive end, and shore up some depth in the secondary. Can they do that all in one off season? Maybe not. But if we
did it with the offensive line, Sean, in this one,
we're a little bit more cap strapped than we were. And
they'll find ways around that.
We'll get a cash over cap. I want to see how they retool the defense.
Dustin, they did adjust the defensive line, and they added Deo and Grady Jarrett. I mean,
Grady Jarrett played a great game.
This is why I just said I want to see.
Grady Jarrett played a great game last night, guys. Grady Jarrett played a great.
What they do in the offseason will determine how I feel as if they can beat the Packers. The Packers aren't going anywhere. And regardless of the fact that we've won 3 out of the last 4 games against them, they've all come down to the wire. They've all been battles. And there was plenty. If Jordan
The Bears
Love,
will keep winning those games against
if Jordan
Matt
Love,
LaFleur.
here, let's be honest. If Jordan Love throws
they
a
will.
crisp pass to Christian Watson, we're having a completely different conversation right now because they have the lead with 6 seconds to go in the game.
Yeah,
So,
but if Javon
let's
Dexter ain't
just
in
be
his
honest.
face, he can make that play. I personally believe everything I just laid out in regards to Matt LaFleur. He has done that consistently throughout his career. He's 3-6 in the playoffs.
I was asked
as long as he's their head
rivalry.
coach, the Bears win those kind of games.
Listen, I was asked about the rivalry, and I'm telling you where I'm at. If the Bears retool this defense to get some pressure and they can get consistent pressure, Jordan Love won't have the success that he's had against the Bears.
Jordan Love is 1-3 in the playoffs.
He's had immense success against the Bears in every single game he's played this season. He destroyed us before he got hurt. He was destroying us in the first half. The Bears did what other teams have done to him, get him uncomfortable in the pocket, speed him up, force him into bad throws. They finally were able to do that in the second half, but they did not do that in 2.5 games that he was in. So let's see here. Again, 2018, everyone was like, oh, man, Bears going to be here to stay. And I'm not calling Ben Johnson a fluke. But
Ben Johnson ain't Matt Nagy.
It's the NFL. Let's see what happens next
Matt
year.
Nagy was a used car salesman, bro.
I do think when it comes between where Washington was and Washington being a fluke, I thought Washington was a fluke. That's why at the regular season, I picked them to have 7 wins at the beginning of the year. I don't feel that way about the Bears. I think the Bears as a whole are in a better place because Washington also went into that offseason and didn't do a damn thing. So the Bears have to improve on where they are. And yes, then they can dominate this. The Packers aren't going anywhere. As much as we hate Jordan Love's looked fantastic.
And Matt LaFleur ain't going nowhere. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing for Chicago Bears.
Brandon, what do you think?
But the defensive line?
The rivalry, man. The rivalry. Did we just kick him off the throne, or is this just a one-off season? And the Bears
the Packers are a good football team. They're going to get better. They're well coached. Whether or not you want to say they are or not, they're going to be. They're going to be a problem for the Bears for a long time. Guys. It doesn't matter who's good and who's bad. These games go this way no matter what. This is how all these divisional games go. The bad teams win sometimes. The good teams lose. It's how. And the Packers aren't going anywhere. The Packers are a really well-run organization. They'll get whatever they need to fix. That's what they've done the entirety of their existence. And they're going to be a problem for the Bears moving forward, but it doesn't matter to me. I think Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams are too much. It's too much.
Well,
I think
Ted
Ben
Thompson
Johnson and Caleb Williams are
definitely
too much for anybody in a year from now.
For sure. They're not as good as they were. They're missing. They're missing.
James, those moves didn't move the needle for me.
Parsons is coming back.
Losing Ted
Thompson. If they did, I wouldn't have picked him to have. No,
but I mean, you just look at the individual picks. It's obviously you guys know more about.
I think I was right.
Matthew Golden is a fucking stud.
Yeah, but Luther Burden's better, and they could have drafted Luther Burden.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Ted Thompson was a big part of that team being.
I think Matthew Golden was just a very raw product. I expected it to take a year, honestly. I expected Matthew Golden to
Kyler
take
Gordon blew that fucking play too. Sean, Kyler Gordon blew that.
Kyler Gordon's got rust.
Vernon, I agree with you. I think Matthew Golden's going to be good. I just think Luther Burden's ceiling is much higher, and they could have drafted Luther Burden.
100%.
They passed him up.
And hold on.
Well, Luther Burden was far more ready to play in the NFL, where Matthew Golden was.
But Gordon, that was his man, and he took a bad.
You just seem to want to dog on Gordon today.
No, you're misinterpreting what I'm saying.
Every time I say, "Oh, that was Gordon's fault," "Oh, that was Gordon's fault,"
that's just the reality of what happened on the play. Sean, go watch it.
Gordon played 60%.
I said Gordon played his ass off. I defended Gordon. I think he ended up coming through when it was all said and done. But they were picking on him all game to the point that Perv Street pointed it out throughout the game.
He's 4-0. The Bears are 4-0 in games he's played this year.
Let me ask you a question, Brennan. We've watched Jalen Hurts, right? I don't know about you guys, but I'm not impressed with Jalen Hurts. We've seen that Jared Goff, if he's not in the right system with a great offensive line and a good offensive play caller, he struggles as well. The Lions' offense looked nothing like they did last season. Is Caleb Williams the best quarterback in the NFC?
I think so. I mean, I might be biased.
Who would give him who is the closest competition?
I think there's no doubt, Kyle, that Ben Johnson eventually gets Caleb there. I think Caleb Williams is the best thrower in the NFL, not the NFC, the NFL.
He's got the best arm talent in the NFL. It's him or Josh Allen.
With a leader and a coach like Ben Johnson, in a year from now, Caleb's gonna ascend to something the NFL is not very familiar with.
Caleb is the best quarterback in the NFC right now, guys.
I think
Caleb
he
is the best
And
quarterback.
he has
in
the
the
potential to be
NFC
the best
right
quarterback in the NFL.
now. Yeah. Right
See,
now,
Vizzo says Stafford. Vizzo's saying Stafford.
I mean, listen, Stafford's going to win your MVP, but I think when you see how Caleb throws the ball this Sunday in that weather versus how Stafford does, you're going to see a big difference in terms of arm talent. Just from my
Stafford's
opinion.
playing a really long season. Stafford's going to have some issues next year.
Now
Stafford's 40.
Brock Purdy's another guy you can throw.
And
in
he's
that
played a full
conversation.
season. He's played a full season. I see Stafford missing a lot of time football next season, and I also think I don't know that the Rams can duplicate what happened this season. I like that Rams team, and I think Sean McVay might be kind of making himself the best coach in the NFL. He's kind of taking that crown right now from Andy Reid. But I don't know that a 40-year-old quarterback projects a good future. And
All right, well,
I think
let's talk about
anytime
Let's talk about
Stafford plays a lot of football, the following
Kyle
season.
said right now.
Hold on,
not
let's
next year.
talk about it though. So
I take Caleb over Matt Stafford right now.
Matthew Stafford this year threw what 4,600 yards and 46 touchdowns, correct?
Yeah.
So Caleb Williams next year, can you see him throwing 4,600 yards and 46 touchdowns?
Here, if I can interject really quick,
Yeah.
I would say I would agree with Stafford because I think Stafford's ability to dissect the defense with his eyes
It's next level.
is next level, and
Yeah.
I think when
He's
in
also
those
very
aspects
accurate.
of the
He's
game,
very
he's
accurate.
ahead of Caleb Williams.
Guys,
So,
for as little as he's played,
And he's got great arm talent too.
First-
He can
he
push the
does.
ball down the field. He always has. So I mean, I'm not denying that Stafford's a damn good
and I agree with
quarterback.
John. I agree.
I think Caleb might be better than him right now, and I think for sure Caleb is better for him better than him playing at Soldier Field. I think that for
Oh,
sure,
100%.
I think
without a doubt.
regardless of how little he played, I think people need to start respecting Brock Purdy.
Purdy is the guy that's on that list too. Purdy needs to
Vernon,
be talked about in that conversation.
Vernon, you took the word out of Flex Diggs' mouth. Flex Diggs' very next comment is Stafford and Purdy are both better right now, but they've both been in their systems for a while. So basically, everybody's saying the same thing here. Like if you had to pick one today,
Give him
I
time.
lean a little bit towards Stafford just because he's got that playoff experience. He had 4,600 yards, 46 touchdowns. He's probably the MVP. But if Caleb continues to grow in this offense, there's a good chance that Caleb's the best quarterback in the NFC for the next 10
Guys,
years.
we have to talk. We're talking about Caleb. We have to talk about 4th and 8 jump man to Roma.
Best throw in Bears history.
Best throw in the NFL this season. Now, Caleb had the throw to DJ Moore in the Browns game. Best throw of the season. Then he comes back in
but not as
overtime.
meaningful. Not as meaningful.
Then I'm setting it up. Then he comes back in overtime against the Packers, hits that to DJ Moore. That became the best throw of the season. Then in the wild card, not as meaningful as you're saying, Kyle. It was 4th and 3. You get a false start on Drew Dahlman, and he snaps the ball over Caleb's head. Thank God that play didn't count, right? Now it's 4th and 8. The season is on the line. Caleb is getting pressured, somehow running to his left, twists his whole body, jumps in the air, and puts enough on that throw to get it 27 yards down the field on a dot just over the Packers defender, right into Roma Dunze's hands. Best throw of the NFL season by any quarterback. Best throw in Chicago Bears history.
Yeah, and by the way,
fucking
how did what's his name, Adam Rank, get a hat with that already? How the fuck? Did you guys see that? He's wearing that hat today.
He might be making them at home, bro.
It's got the Michael Jordan thing, but instead it's
a logo.
That ball.
It looks like the Jumpman logo.
I will say this.
I think that's a good. Go ahead, Sean.
Go ahead. No.
I think that's a good point to make in regards to evaluating these NFC quarterbacks. Is
no quarterback can make that throw.
I don't know how many quarterbacks in the NFC are even good, elusive scramblers. I mean, between Jordan Love, Brock Purdy, Sam Darnold, Matt Stafford, Caleb clearly is the only guy that presents the dual threat that's left in this NFC playoff. And I think that's another thing, Kyle. The structure thing, Ben will figure out. I think we all believe that now. And like I said, I didn't expect
Purdy has a little bit of that, but
I didn't expect it to happen this year, and I think it will. But the things that Caleb's already mastered are just comparable to none. We can talk about the NFC, the AFC. We can talk about the history of the NFL. I don't see a lot of what I see in Caleb and other players in this league.
The reality is there's no other quarterback in the playoffs that could have made that throw that Caleb Williams made in that moment. There's no, so you can talk about his completion percentage, but what's funny is you watch Matt Stafford against the Panthers guys. What was his completion percentage? 57%. Matt Stafford was 57%. Nobody says shit about that. You want to talk about Caleb's completing 50% of his balls. What about that throw in that moment on a fucking dime? No other quarterback can do that.
Well,
this is why Caleb is the best quarterback left in the NFC
He actually threw Rome. He actually threw Rome open on that play.
That's not too. Matthew Stafford in totality. He's actually pretty damn good at completion percentage.
But yeah, when it mattered in that game,
was phenomenal.
Well, I understand what you're saying. But if there are games where Caleb plays bad defenses and he still has a bad completion percentage,
and I still don't give a shit because he makes that.
Yeah,
throw.
I'm not saying you should. But if you ask Caleb, I bet he'd say those are all 4 of those throws I missed in that game. I should have hit them. Like, there's not a question about that. So if Caleb starts hitting those 4 throws that we're talking about, not the throwaways, not the drops, those 4 throws like the one to Burden on Saturday.
Well, the reality is he did a lot of that in that game too in the second half.
You're talking if he does that.
He found checkdowns.
Yeah,
he found the checkdowns to DeAndre Swift. He found the checkdown to Kyle
If he's second half Caleb the whole game, moving forward into his career, if he is second half Caleb, you guys, I dare I say, I mean, if he is Caleb from the fourth quarter the entire game, you're talking about dynasty status.
Talking about the best quarterback in the NFL.
I understand that's way too preemptive. The first year under Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams, but I mean, guys, they're going to their second playoff game in their first year together. If they both continue to get better, you're talking about a perennial Super Bowl contender.
Yes, remember I asked in the offseason, if Ben Johnson's the coach we hope he is, and Caleb's the guy we projected, can they go to a Super Bowl this year? And I think that is the reason this team has had the success that they've had, is Caleb has taken another
look. Oh, this is the year.
And you can say, the
numbers, man,
you can dig so much. We can dig so much into the numbers. And it's like, for anybody who can dispute that Caleb's progressed since week 1 of this season, I still read stuff like that, like the completion.
There's NFL draft scout out there still trying to throw dirt on Caleb's
play and all that, and it's like
people out there that still do that shit. And
how much better is this guy than he was as a rookie?
I mean, Steve,
even as a rookie,
Steve, I'd honestly like to know your opinion. I'm not just saying this because I'm a Bears fan. I honestly want to know. I want you put in the chat. You don't believe that if Caleb Williams continues to be the guy he is and does what he does in the fourth quarter and third down, and Ben Johnson continues to get better as a head coach, you don't think that the Bears are perennial Super Bowl contenders? I mean, if you say no, to me, Steve, that would just be bias. I mean, you got even Wayne Laramie, who's one of the all the best known Packers voices in the world right now. He's been so for a very long time. Said on his own show, if Caleb Williams continues to progress and gets more efficient and becomes both efficient and explosive, he's the best quarterback in the NFL. I mean, it's becoming undeniable, right?
And this is not.
Right, Steve?
It's not very. There's not like you don't have to be a real smart football fan to project that a good coach being paired with a first overall pick of a quarterback is going to make. Look at Liam Cohen and Trevor Lawrence, man. Like we talked about the system that Matt Stafford's in, the system that Brock Purdy's in. The system is here now, guys. The system's here.
Caleb Williams is the fucking system.
Yeah, we talk about system quarterback. And let me ask you this: if you were able
Caleb
to draft a player,
Ben Johnson made his system fit.
Would you draft a guy today?
He is the system, though.
Would you draft a guy today that plays strictly in the pocket? Would you draft a Jared Goff today over a guy who can extend plays?
Yeah, Joe Burrow.
It would depend on your situation and what you're looking at. You can't always be picking and choosing. Yes, you don't know,
but is extending plays, how important is extending plays and the ability to
a guy like Brock Purdy, you said that there's only one quarterback that's still, able to have the dual threat ability.
Matthew Stafford, Brock Purdy,
a guy
Joe
like
Burrow.
Brock Purdy and Matt Stafford, they manipulate the pocket, they extend plays. Brock Purdy waits longer to throw than Caleb Williams. That would surprise you, wouldn't it? But that's the truth, because Brock Purdy manipulates the pocket and extends plays with his legs to throw within the pocket. So, there's different ways to look at it, Brandon. It really depends.
Yeah, but Brock Purdy got drafted with the last pick, so I guess that kind of makes my point. Nobody wanted Brock Purdy because he's not a dual.
Pardon Justin's pun. That's irrelevant.
That's here. Listen to this. Listen to this, guys. Caleb Williams. This is from Ben Devine on X. Caleb Williams had 11 explosive plays. Caleb Williams.
He only had 7. The guy's a hack, bro.
Okay,
he
so
only had
7.
Okay,
so then how many did he have according to what? Next Gen?
Yes,
Can you-
7.
Okay, so-
according
so-
to everybody except
okay, so-
Ben Devine, the hack.
Oh my
Oh,
God,
God.
Jesus, Sean. Okay.
Sorry, I told you don't ever bring that piece of shit up to me again. I hate that piece of shit.
All right.
Fuck
So
Ben Devine.
okay, so Caleb had 7 explosive plays.
I don't
Sean?
even know
Whatever.
who. I've never
Do what
heard
you're
of her.
gonna do. Fuck Ben Devine.
Okay, moving on.
Well, no,
Sorry.
finish your point. 7 is
No,
still
go
I'm
ahead.
good.
That's
No,
not-
go
I'm
ahead.
good, guys.
Go ahead, Dustin. Finish it.
Caleb is a really good quarterback. Caleb had 6. What did he have? 6. What? Let's do this one. How about this? This is from PFF, Sean. You'll like this because it's from PFF. 6 big time throws, 3rd most in a playoff game since they started grading. It's from PFF, so you'll like it.
Do you guys?
I just can't stand Ben
Do we,
Devine.
do we take for granted that we don't have to worry about
Can't
Caleb is
stand that
my
dude.
point. My point that I was
Trimming
trying to get to, guys, is that Caleb is constantly pushing the ball down the field. And what Dante said in the chat earlier, the part of the completion percentage is on Ben too, because he's calling explosive plays, looking for explosive yardage, and Caleb is taking big shots down the field consistently. He is not dinking and dunking it and trying to move it up and down the field like Aaron Rodgers does. He is trying to get the ball down the field with one throw, and he does it really fucking well. So his completion percentage will always suffer because of that, but you will always win because you will flop the field with one throw because of what Caleb Williams can do.
I mean, Steve.
Yes, Caleb is elite, Steve.
What's even more
Easy.
impressive about it, because as of late, at least Ben's kind of leaned on Caleb. He's thrown a lot of passes per game. I imagine his attempts have gotten over 30, but he's got the best touchdown interception ratio in NFL history through 30 starts. So Kyle, yeah, I think a guy who doesn't turn the ball over and can make the throws that guy makes and extend the plays the way he does and not get sacked even when pressure's there. If Ben Johnson, which I mean, do we all agree that Ben Johnson by next season will have the structure thing a little more figured out? I don't see how this guy's not the best quarterback in the NFL.
Well, and on
He
top of
doesn't
that, guys,
turn the
it's
ball
not like,
over
It's not
at
like
all.
right now in the NFC, and this is no disrespect to Caleb at all, but it's not like in the NFC right now. Caleb's got a ton of competition. I mean, outside of the handful of guys we talked about, and some
Dak
of those
Prescott,
guys,
who's
I
not in
think
the
somebody
playoffs.
said Sam Darnold. I wouldn't put him in that conversation, but
The guy with the
I
most interceptions in the league this year.
I do still think Jaden Daniels is going to be a good quarterback, a very good quarterback.
I don't think he's
Very
going to be able
good.
to stay in the field.
Illinois Jones, you missed the whole Loveland thing, my man. We gave a lot of Loveland love. We did on Thursday on the bare minimum all week.
The offense is funneled through him. Guys.
On the barely there, I said we said the offense needs to run through Loveland and Burden, right?
It does.
When I jumped on the kickoff show, Jay asked me what's the keys to the game, and I said it's Loveland and it's Swift, right?
I thought
Loveland, and we did a
Warren.
whole Loveland Warren thing. We talked about Loveland's 137 yards, the most by a rookie since 2000 in a playoff game. We gave Loveland a lot of love, and he deserves it. He has reached to the point here now, guys, where it's Caleb is like, fuck it, Colston down there somewhere. That is the level that Colston Loveland is on right now.
Well, the
It's
level
Colston
of trust.
Loveland.
And here,
I mean,
one thing to throw out that
his
we haven't
response-
talked about.
It's Colston Loveland.
It's Colston Loveland, you know.
That's all he said. It's Colston
The
Loveland.
one thing we haven't talked about with Colston Loveland is that he made the key block on that DeAndre Swift touchdown run.
And
that-
Nixon
if
quit
Loveland
on
does-
that play,
If
Sean.
Loveland don't make that block, that play don't happen. Colston Loveland is honestly, in my opinion, the best blocking tight end in the NFL.
All right, I'm going to take 30 seconds. Well, first off, I want to talk about DJ Moore and his history with the Packers, but real quick, Keyshawn Nixon is one of the worst players in the NFL. And on that DeAndre Swift touchdown, if you guys rewatch the play, me and Sean talked about
he
it.
don't want no part of it.
He walks. DeAndre Swift is
He
already
sees him
falling.
coming and goes that
He
way.
jumps away from it.
Swift is already falling, but he's doing that like keep your everything off the ground to keep momentum and get across the goal line. Nixon has all the opportunity in the world to just push him
Put his
down,
head in there. Put his head in there.
to just push him down to the ground to make sure he's not still like levitating on one arm, and he just walks away. He just walks and not
Listen,
runs.
What's
Not
funny
with
about that,
urgency.
Brandon? What's funny about that is Keyshawn Nixon wanted no part of that. He didn't want to put his head in there, but he did want to get his team a 15-yard penalty and jump into the pile for no fucking reason.
Oh, that was ridiculous.
Like he
Was
was
that
making
him?
an impact. That
Steve,
was
don't
Keyshawn
start
Nixon.
that shit.
Steve, come on, man! You don't want to make
Don't
yourself look.
start
Come
that
on,
shit.
Steve, the Bears failed to pick up.
Go have a
3
drink with
fumbles.
Javon Bullard and
Hold
jerk
on,
each
hold
other
on.
off.
Couldn't we say then that the Bears beat themselves in the first half?
The Bears had
Wouldn't
the
that be the
opportunity
same
to
thing?
pick
Yeah, it's
up
the same
three
thing,
fumbles. 3 fumbles. Javon Dexter jumped on it, and somehow it popped out of his hands onto the
Couldn't
sideline.
we discredit the Packers in the first half the same way? The Bears beat themselves. Couldn't we do that?
Answer his question. Let's answer his questions. Steve, I want to know. I honestly want to know. You've watched Caleb Williams. He is literally 2 plays away from being 4-1 against the Green Bay Packers since he's joined the Chicago, whatever, 4-2, whatever. I mean, are you telling us that Caleb's not elite, or are you trying to convince yourself that Caleb's not elite? I mean, because listen, man, when this is what Packers fans are doing across the board. Steve, I've had conversations with Packers fans in the past, and I've given Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre all their flowers. I've said today,
I've given Jordan Love a lot of flowers. Steve,
if you look at the touchdown to interception ratio, I haven't. Aaron Rodgers is probably the best pure passer in NFL history. Go look at the touchdown interception ratio. He's an amazing quarterback, and you guys should have won more than one Super Bowl with him because he was absolutely phenomenal. But you can't sit here and say that you don't believe that Caleb Williams is going to be a force to be reckoned with in the NFL. I mean, this guy's in his second year under a new offense, and he's now going in the second week of the playoffs.
You know why Packers fans have such a hard time with that, right? It's because they've been the team with
unfamiliar territory.
They've been the team with the quarterback, the elite quarterback the entire time. We've been the team that's just been having to be like, oh, we're on our 5th quarterback in the last 5 years. Okay, the Packers still got Brett Favre. Oh, the Packers still got Aaron Rodgers. Oh, now they got Jordan Love. That's been us. We've been used to that. The Packers are not used to this shit when they look over to our side and see an elite fucking quarterback and they can't admit it to themselves.
That's been my point for a while, guys. The evaluation of this Bears team from the Packers' eyes is strictly based on the history of the Bears. So like you can say, you can talk all the shit that you want about Caleb Williams, but I really I have never heard so much disrespect towards a quarterback from the Packers fan base until now, when we finally feel like we have one. And to me, those things just correlate. They're just correlate. There's no way that's coincidental.
If you got people on ESPN radio saying, as long as Caleb Williams is the quarterback for the Chicago Bears,
it was easy. And it was easy because Dustin just said it. We've had like 38 quarterbacks in the last decade. It was easy for a Packers fan to project that Caleb would bust, to project that Caleb was the Bears' problem, because that's what I mean. You're basing this off the history of the Bears organization. The quarterback always was. And now that he's actually playing and he's beating you, you still can't bring yourself to say that maybe the Bears took the right guy with the 1st overall pick in the draft, which is asinine because the kid is new. He's fresh. This shit will only get better from here. And if you're a Packers fan who's not concerned about Caleb Williams and the future of this organization, you are blowing smoke out of your ass, Steve. Stop. When Jordan Love played football, when he played good football, I had no problem saying it. When the Packers are a good football team, I have no problem saying it. Don't be biased. Be grounded. Have a base. Caleb Williams is a good football player. He's beat you twice. Admit it. Embrace it. Move on.
The problem I've had with discussions with Packer fans, Steve, in particular, and these are guys who I've known for a long time, and I know they know football. They're not dumb. They're smart. And very rarely would you hear bad takes, but I mean, it's almost like they're trying to convince themselves. They're not trying to convince us. I mean, Brennan just said,
it's overcompensation. That's what
Hey, Steve, nobody's been more critical of Caleb on the show than I have. But I mean, at the end of the day, wins are wins, man. I mean, wins are wins. That's what it is. And at the end of the day, this guy's in his second year. He's now the Bears' all-time single season leading passer. He's now beaten the Packers He's 3-2 against them. He just beat them in a playoff game, something that hasn't happened since Pearl Harbor. I mean, at some point you're going to have to wake up and be like, man, maybe something's changing. Because I can tell you this for a fact, Steve, I think there have been Bears players in the past who have joined this rivalry, and there's been the stimulant, like they couldn't get it out of their head where the little brothers or the big brothers. Even when Bears teams were better than the Packers, we lost. I don't think Caleb Williams gives a fuck about any of that. I don't think he gives a shit about any of that. I think he thinks he's the best quarterback in the NFL, and he's going to beat up on the Packers for a long time.
Yeah, Dante, one of the losses was a blocked field goal.
You can see it any other way. I just don't see it. I just don't see you can see it any other way. Sean?
What? Sorry.
Steve, do you think that Ben Johnson's a good head coach?
We got to do better at listening, guys.
I don't know. I mean, this conversation started about the Packers and Bears rivalry. You guys, we have a Packers fan in the chat. I'm curious as to what he thinks or what he says. Steve, I'd like you gave me reasons why you think Caleb's not elite.
Well, no, this conversation started because Steve said we beat ourselves. And that's what the Packers players have been fucking
when he
saying.
said something about 2 interceptions, which is like the second time in Caleb's career.
It's the first time in Caleb's career that he's
got 2 interceptions.
He's got 3. He's got 3 picks. 3 picks against the Packers this year.
It's the first time in his career that he's thrown 2 interceptions in a game.
No, he threw against the Colts as a rookie. He threw a couple.
No, he threw one.
Yep, he only threw one. It was the first multiple interception game of Caleb's career. And I looked at Sean in that moment and I said,
Google that.
Watch this. Watch Caleb have his first career multiple interception game and still find a way to win this fucking game.
I gotta disagree with that, man.
They said it on the broadcast. You can.
I think they didn't. I think they said it's his
Vernon,
since his third week of his rookie season is what I heard.
Yeah, that's what they said.
If they were, they said that. If they were wrong, they were wrong. But I know for a fact they said that. This is his first multi-interception game of his career. Now maybe they were wrong, Vernon. You were right. Go look it up, man.
I got something from
they said that on the podcast. They said that on the broadcast.
I got something from X guys that was kind of funny. I don't know if this is true or not, but Joey Caleb Goat QB1 put out there. He said Green Bay Packers fans have created a petition to make Ben Johnson issue an apology for his handling of the post-game handshake. The petition has 3,000 signatures already. Now I don't know if that's true or not. It might just be based on bullshit.
Is minuscule. Here, Dustin, you know what I say to that?
Facts.
That's what I say.
Flex, I posted this in an NFC North group. Why did he just intercept that ball? And so many Packers fans were like,
Vernon, you were right. He's actually his third multi-interception game.
I thought so, man. He's had a few, but
two against Houston last year and 2 against Indy. You were right, Vernon.
That's what I just found right now. Yep. And 2 against Houston, 2 against Indy.
So many Packers fans were like, he wanted to get in Caleb's head, and I was like, are you sure it just wasn't impulse and unawareness? Right, guys? Like, do you intercept that ball knowing that's fourth down, and if you catch it, you're taking 26 yards off the field? Was that impulse and unawareness, or was that he's trying to get in Caleb's head? What do you think? In your honest opinion, not even as a Bears fan, why did that dude catch that ball?
Steve, that could go both ways in so many plays. There's so many plays where, like, DeMarco Jackson getting run over by the Packers offensive lineman. Is that the Bears' fault? It's the Bears. They could have drafted a bigger, stockier, stronger linebacker who could take on that tackle. I mean, you could do that in every play in every game, right? I mean, every team makes mistakes. Like Nixon made a mistake. He had a bad play. There's been plenty of times this year where all 4 of us on this panel have looked at each other and said, watching the games, what the hell was that? How do you screw that? Like, yeah, how about when Edmonds and Edwards got in the backfield against the Packers and Jacobs in the first game and Dexter, and they all whiffed on him. Man. I mean, they know they have to be better. They know they have to be better than that. And Jacobs turned what should have been a 3-yard loss into an 8-yard gain and a first down. I mean, every team has those plays. What I'm asking about, Steve, is if you're using your logic, think with your brain, not your heart. Don't think as a fan.
Is the culture changing?
Are you not saying to yourself, this Bears team is different than the teams I've watched in the past? How can you not? Right. Does the Bears still
They're
never out of it. The Bears are never out of it.
Is the Bears still suck motto irrelevant? No.
I mean, I wouldn't be playing it. I wouldn't be going to the jukebox playing the Bears still suck. I can tell you that.
It starts with a culture change. That's where teams take that turn, right? And Steve, is the Bears culture a little different than we went from firing a head coach in the middle of a season to a head coach taking his shirt off because he's kicking people's ass. I mean, like just for his team. Ben Johnson didn't want to do that. He did it for his team, for his city. So, like, is the culture changed in Chicago because of the hiring? And you know what's funny, man? I said this before the show, and I think it's important now to say it. I'm on these NFC North forums and groups, and they talk a lot of shit to the Lions, Packers fans do. They say, oh, Detroit, you thought you had a dynasty. Your window closed before it opened. You never won anything. Well, yeah, the dynasty kind of got hired to Chicago. That's the problem. The dynasty left, and now he's fucking here.
Like that. So I wouldn't just count the Lions out.
Ben Johnson's the dynasty.
They're just done,
right?
Guys, talking about Ben Johnson is legit. He is one of the best coaches in football already as a rookie head coach.
So they're laughing about Detroit losing the success that they had and the momentum they had and the projection they were on. Well, while you're laughing at Detroit, you're not even opening your eyes to the fact that the projection and all the things that you thought the Lions might be is fucking in Chicago now. It's where he went. So how can you believe anything less than the Bears are a good football team? Because this guy has made an impact no matter where he goes.
Can I make
and he's got the best offense in the NFL or top 5, no matter what team he's on.
Can I make a point on his impact in a very tangible way and really kind of point out how he completely outclassed? You want to talk about him not having class because he says, fuck the Packers. Every coach talks shit in the locker room, right? he's got class. He outclassed Matt LaFleur and Halfley last night, guys. I don't know if you guys noticed this. I watched it back today and I noticed this because like we were in the moment, man. Like it was crazy watching it. You got to go back and watch it because like the things that happened and how they transpired, it felt like a fucking fever dream. I got to be honest. Like I don't know if that felt like that to you guys, but it's like, what the fuck is happening? And is this real?
Half the people I know said they turned it off.
Right? Oh, that's crazy. But here in the first,
it's crazy.
Either in the beginning, I think it was in the third quarter, guys, or in the first half, they ran a bunch formation. I really liked it. Luther Burden comes back. He's set up out wide. You got Loveland and DJ Moore right there in the bunch formation with him. Burden comes in, motions in. They throw a screen to Luther Burden. He gets a first down. Remember, DJ Moore was the lead blocker on it, and that's when DJ Moore hurt himself a little bit. He got up limping. You remember that?
Oh, he got fucked on that play. He got rolled over big time.
The game-winning touchdown that Caleb Williams threw, the exact same formation, the exact same play, except they faked the screen to Luther Burden. Caleb pumps it. DJ Moore gets overlooked completely.
He fooled him.
Entire defense because Ben Johnson just tricked these motherfuckers so hard. And DJ Moore is wide open for a walk-in touchdown. Ben Johnson, when he first came here, what was it? That makes same things look different and different things look the same. And that's all he has done is stay true to himself and out-coach and outclass some of the best coaches in football. And there was no better thing to watch. I rewound that fucking play like 10 times. Guys, because it was so goddamn beautiful and so damn beautifully executed by Caleb Williams. The pump fake when it came perfect. Ben Johnson is the best coach.
I will say these playoffs in my mind. The announcers stole that play from Washington.
Did you guys think the announcers
did that play with the touchdown to Luke McCaffrey earlier this season? I watched the overlay of it. I'm glad he did. I'm glad he did.
That was fucking unbelievable, dude. Like the Packers got completely outcoached by a rookie head coach. Matt LaFleur, he's not a good head coach, guys. He's just not. And Halfley is not going to be a good head coach either.
The announcer said on the play, if you guys remember, they loaded up on the strong side. And when they called hike, it kind of just turned into a jumble of players. And Monungai cut left, and the announcers were crediting Monungai for his awareness. I think Ben did that. He pulled Tooney and both tight ends to the right, and Monungai went left where that lane was, and he picked up about 10 to 12 yards, and the announcers were like, oh, good on Monungai for being aware that the gap had closed. I think that's the way the fucking play was drawn.
Well,
I think Ben Johnson was just trying to pull everybody one way and then tell Kyle, well, Brandon, go the other fucking way.
That's how all their run plays are to an extent. Because it's the zone blocking. But
I didn't think that was a Monungai thing. I thought that was designed.
He did have to identify the hole and find it and find the cutback lane. That's the biggest thing that's on these running backs all year. You saw Swift do it multiple times.
He didn't cut back, though. He went directly to the left. I think that's the way the play was designed.
All I'm saying is there's going to be a hole that opens up somewhere in the zone blocking scheme. That's the point of it. That's why a lot of teams that are run successfully.
Which, by the way, Kyle Monungai is a stud.
DeAndre Swift is a stud. Do you guys remember the screen
pass? That Kyle Monungai had in the second half where he juked and missed the
I'll give a lot of credit to Luther Burden on that play. Did you see
what that block, dude? How do you not replay that block? That block got no love.
Luther Burden took out 2 players on that.
There's a linebacker. He smoked him, dude.
Luther Burden played his ass off. But DeAndre Swift had a screen.
I think that was Quay Walker that he stood up on that.
DeAndre Swift had a screen thrown to him on that touchdown drive, and it was dead to rights. Do you guys remember that one? When DeAndre Swift,
when he kept crawling the sideline,
and then he just cut it back to the middle. And did you see who was his lead blocker on that play, guys?
Caleb
fucking Williams. Putting his head in there to block for DeAndre Swift, who improvised the play out of nothing. There's just so many things you can point to in terms of this team never giving up, this team knowing what they need to do to get the job done on any particular play. Caleb, how many quarterbacks do what Caleb did on that play? How many running backs do what DeAndre Swift did, first of all? Cut that back all the way across the field and run to the center and get 7 yards out of a play that was dead. How many quarterbacks, when they see their running back doing that, are going and putting their head in there trying to make a block? How often do you see that in the league, guys? It's just there's something about this team.
I said this to you guys earlier. I thought the play where Caleb scrambled for the first down, it was a weird, like an awkward dive.
It set the tone. It set the tone.
I thought that was the first play where I watched the offensive line and I was like, oh shit, this just got real. Because on that play, before Caleb decides to scramble, he makes every read twice and doesn't flush. He's standing in the pocket. He makes every read twice before he sees that there's nothing there and he takes off. But I thought that was like a good 7 to 8 seconds of protection on that play. And now this Bears offensive line is about to dominate this front.
Is this a new name?
Yeah, it is. I've never seen it before.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome, Angel. Thank you for being here. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you're so inclined. We do this shit 4 times a week. We're here talking.
Now you get the Rams in your house, Angel. This is it. This is exactly what the Bears wanted it.
Listen, that run by Caleb was huge in terms of setting the momentum. We talked about it.
I thought the offensive line really stepped up from that moment
on. This is something we're talking about because Sean said on the Wednesday show, bully them, run the football. Me and you, Brandon, talked about it on Thursday.
Says a lot. Caleb's got to run.
Me and you, Brandon, talked about it on Thursday. You know, I wanted 25 runs from the running backs. The 2 weeks prior against the San Francisco 49ers and the Lions, they ran for 16 times with the running back, 17 times with the running back, something like that. You need to hit at least 20 was what I said. I would prefer 25 with the running backs. The Bears rushed 21 times with their running backs in that game. It being down 21-3 pretty fucking quickly. They ran the ball 21 times.
Takes the running game out of it, kind of,
but Ben stayed committed to it. The running backs ran it 21 times. They were running in the second half trying to come back.
That's when
they ran it 28 times total. The Bears stuck to the formula. We said that was going to be a huge part of how the Bears win this game, and they hit that number. And I think that was very intentional by Ben. You guys just said like you could have just gone away from the run altogether. They stuck with it, even down 21-3, guys. Even down.
Well, I thought Ben's time management.
I was down on OZ. He caught a touchdown.
I thought Ben's time management was, and he was so fucking open on that play. That was
the Ben Johnson touchdown.
Surprised he didn't drop it.
Gimme.
Shit.
The ski.
You guys know on that Jumpman play, if that play didn't break down, they forgot all about Colston Loveland. He was standing on the opposite
on the other side, waving. He was waving. He was waving.
There was
like yelling at Caleb.
Yeah, like that was.
Well, Colston caught the 2-point conversion on that next play, right?
But that play to Rome, guys. I think it's important to say this.
Colston at the boundary and the perfect throw by Caleb. It was
very, very tough.
Why that throw to me is the best Caleb ever made? Because it's not something Caleb's done. He is a multiplier. He is obviously, but it's not something he's done very often. He threw a receiver open on that.
Braxton hasn't been active, Dante.
Braxton is eligible to come off, and it'll be interesting. He'll be up next week, I'm sure, if he's good enough to play.
We haven't seen Caleb really throwing his wide receivers open, and that was when he threw that ball to Rome. He led it. He put it past Rome, but short of the safety because there was a very soft zone there where Rome could turn upfield, and the DB behind him lost a step, and Caleb had the awareness while he was getting hit to just put that ball in a spot. That's all that was. That wasn't throw the ball to Rome. That was put the ball in a spot where Rome can get it. And I haven't seen that a whole lot from Caleb in his career as an NFL player.
And he did it jumping and falling on his ass while
tackled, under pressure, under duress. So Caleb is taking these strides that as Bears fans, you're so deep in it. You're so inside it. Sometimes you don't even notice. But like you talk about the sack numbers and the interception ratio still being as good as it is, even though he's thrown more passes this year. I mean, the guy has progressed in all kinds of ways that people just can't seem to fucking open their eyes to.
I think people are starting to see it, Brandon. Sean,
I think so too, because I saw a lot of, I want to apologize to Caleb Williams for thinking about Justin Fields. I saw a lot of that this week, a lot of that on social media.
No, that's the anticipation is the one thing that is missing. You're seeing a little bit more. It's the thing that you need to become consistent.
Thanks, Chad. Appreciate you, brother. Thanks, man.
If that becomes consistent,
thanks, Chad.
It's over. It's
over. I want to make a point here because AC says I love the fact that Oz is slept on.
Thanks, Chad.
Oz is not slept on. OZ is not slept on, brother. He drops the fucking ball. He has come up short in big situations consistently. So when you judge him based on that, you're judging him based on what he's putting on the field. The reality is, we talked about it a lot the last few weeks. These receivers have just been dropping the ball at the highest rate in the NFL, and it's been a huge fucking problem. Now, they came up pretty big on Saturday. You had the Cole Kmet get stripped out. They called it not a catch. You had the Colston Loveland get stripped out. They called that not a catch, but they didn't have no drops on Saturday. The Packers actually are the ones who had the drops. Jaden Reed dropped a beautiful pass from Jordan Love that might have won them the game if he caught that ball. Jaden Reed had the biggest drop of the game. That shit flipped on its head.
That's what I was saying. We were talking about the rivalry.
Oh, I got you.
They beat themselves. Don't talk about that.
That's the reality, bro. He dropped a dime from Jordan Love. Sean.
Yeah, but he did catch a huge pass on the next play. The same guy.
He did, but that play would have been bigger.
That play would have been bigger, and
I gotta say that one-handed catch by Romeo Doubs downfield in the last drive was impressive. Like that dude's
-8 wind chill. There ain't gonna be a lot of points, bro.
Romeo Doubs is a free agent.
He beat everybody.
Have to re-up him.
He beat everybody on the Bears.
So is Christian Watson, right?
That I don't know. The free agents I saw for the Packers were
he's Watson's on for a reason. AC, he is, and it's based on.
I didn't see him on their list.
I think Dobbs, Reed, and Watson are all free agents.
I think you go with Christian Watson and Matthew Golden moving forward. I think that should be your fucking bread and butter. And
that's Christian Watkins,
Tucker Kraft.
I think what I'm saying is it was just funny to see the tables turn. The Bears have been the worst team when it comes to drops throughout this season, really. And the Packers had some key drops in some key situations. Yeah, Romeo Doubs lit the fucking Bears on fire all game.
He beat everybody. Whoever played him, he beat him. It
was a big problem for sure. He beat Tremaine Edmonds. He beat Kyler Gordon. He beat Tyree Stevenson. He beat Jalen Johnson. He beat everyone on the field, and that was hard to watch. But at the end of the day,
2027, Kyle.
At the end of the day,
Steve put it in the chat.
Rome coming back in this game, guys, made such a huge difference. And I didn't expect that he would have a huge baller game, but he made a few really big plays when it mattered most. And Caleb missed him on a touchdown. If he would have just led him to the pylon instead of throwing it up the field, Rome had a touchdown. He had that guy beat. He had him beat. But Rome stepped up in a big way in some big situations, and I was very happy to have him back. When you talk about the weapons on this team and adding Rome back to that, a guy who's been off this squad for weeks now, you just can't. You can't game plan for that.
Caleb missed Loveland on a touchdown too before that Swift touchdown.
Yeah, but quarterback
Loveland tried to dive for it. It was did he pass in the end zone?
No, I understand. All I'm saying is that if he had let him out, that was a touchdown. But my main point was that Roma Dunze, we all didn't know what we were going to get from him. Is he at full health? How many snaps is he going to play?
He's going to be a big deal next week.
On 4th and 8, Roma Dunze made the play. He made another play on 3rd down that was huge. He made some big blocks. Roma Dunze played very well in this game and came up in some big spots, which is kind of what I expected from him. And I'm happy that happened. I'm happy that you're now adding Roma Dunze, a top 10 wide receiver pick with what's top number 1 receiver skill set, to this offense that had already been rolling without him. I don't think you can quantify how big of an advantage that is for the Chicago Bears in these playoffs, guys.
I said this Thursday, and I believe it to be true. I think Ben decides each week who's going to be used more as a decoy. I think Rome was that guy this week. I do, because he's nursing something. Guys, let's talk about DJ Moore.
Let's get to
versus the Packers.
Let's get to some of these chats. Chad just gave us membership. He's writing in the chat here. He said it's going to be the coldest game the Rams have ever played in. He just read it. Yeah, I think.
Yep. It's supposed to be 1 degree.
Yeah, and then
-8 could feel like -8.
Angel, do you remember here? He said, good luck with that, Rams. Or he said, good luck with that. Rams have an offense. I think the Bears win 28-21 advantage weather and home crowd. Yeah, that weather is definitely going to be a factor in this game.
The home field advantage.
A lot of people are saying high-scoring game, 35-34. I don't see it, man. If it's -8 wind chill, that's got to be tough to score.
I could listen. This is a bold prediction. I could very easily see Matt Stafford leaving this football game. That hand injury. I texted Dustin.
That was affecting him.
He was throwing like ass. Did you guys watch
until that last throw for the touchdown to win the game? Yeah. It was affecting him.
Yeah, most of his throws
he threw a perfect pass to Colby Parkinson
were like his passes before that were like, were you guys watching the game? I texted Dustin immediately. They were coming out real wobbly. like his passes looked like ass. He threw too short, a couple of yards, and I texted you guys. His hand is a problem. This dude's hand is a problem right now.
I'm gonna say this: the Rams looked exactly how they did when they lost to Carolina a couple of weeks ago.
They're not playing their best football, Sean.
They're not a good road team.
They're not playing their best football either. And I think if you can remove Puka Nacua from the game, I don't know who else I'm real concerned about.
Yeah, that's easier said than done. That's easier
but that has to be your focus.
Especially for this Bears secondary, man.
Because who else are you worried about?
Devontae Adams,
Kyren
Williams,
Blake. To be honest, I'm more worried about Blake Corum than I am Kyren Williams.
Devontae Adams in the red zone is a threat. I'm not real scared of Devontae Adams, top to bottom. But
dude, did you watch that? He had some huge catches in that game.
He had a big drop. He had a real big drop that almost lost that football game. What?
He had some massive catches in that. I mean, in the middle of the field, you're talking about between the 20s, he had some massive catches in that game. I mean, Devontae Adams was kind of sneakily the hero of that game. I know Puka Nacua gets all the touchdowns, so he gets all the love and attention, but man, Devontae Adams, he had some huge third down catches for the Rams.
So do you guys think?
That's a damn good team.
We talk about the speed.
Tough team coming to Chicago, guys.
We talk about the speed the Packers have. Do the Rams have the speed? I'm trying to think.
The Rams are a slower team, which I do think helps the Bears considerably. They're not as fast as the Packers.
No, not even close. Matthew Golden is a fucking burner, dude. But
yeah, I like the Bears a lot in this football game.
Christian Watson's a burner.
I'm gonna get into all the reasons on Wednesday, but I'm going to be more shocked if the Bears lose this game if they come out and play a solid football game. I'm going to be perfectly honest. Watching the Rams the last 4 road games, they suck away from LA. They are not good. And Matthew Stafford outside,
yeah, I'm going to
okay.
I'm going to pick this game in a pretty one-sided fashion, I think, more so than the Packers.
I think the Bears could dominate this game, and I know that sounds crazy because it's the Rams with Puka.
You just got to get some pressure, man.
I'm not trying to drink the Bears.
Talk about Javon Dexter's one play, but you got to get some pressure, guys. That was the pass rush is just.
I just think that if you have Sweat, and you have Booker, and you have these guys playing like this against the Rams, I think the Rams are in big trouble, man, because he is such a stationary target. He's not going to move.
And one fragile, Sean. And fragile.
It's.
I could see him leaving the game.
It's a good pot. I started thinking about that, Brandon. I shit you not. The moment I was like, man, these old bones, and it's going to be 10 below 0. Ooh, bring on Stetson Bennett. Let's see that guy.
Remember, I texted you guys during the Rams-Panthers game. I said I texted you guys, and I meant it sincerely. I think I want this Rams team. I was watching that Panthers game, and I'm just thinking to myself, like, you know, teams that go into the playoffs playing their best football are the guys you got to worry about. The Rams are not that. The Niners.
The Rams had some major issues to the end of the season. The Rams were one of the best passing. The Rams were one of the best passing defenses in the NFL the first 12 weeks. Since then, they've been one of the worst. You saw the Panthers pass all over them with Bryce.
Yeah, Jalen Coker destroyed.
And you're coming to Chicago in this weather.
Coker wrecked that team, dude.
That's what I said to Kyle earlier. I'm like, dude, if Bryce Young and those weapons can move up and down the field, I don't know why the Bears can't.
The Bears are immensely more talented than the Panthers.
Dude.
Immensely more. So, I mean, you're talking about a West Coast Dome team coming to Chicago to play in freezing cold temperatures. Their pass defense has been terrible for fucking 2 months now at this point. They, like you said, Brandon, I think they lost 2 out of their last 3 going into the end of the season. Yep, the path is laying out really well.
Defense crushed them.
I mean, listen,
the path is laying out really well.
You got Jared Verse on Theo Benedette. Like, there's going to be things in this game that the Bears.
I was just going to say that, Kyle. Don't let Jared Verse ruin.
I'm not worried about sacks. Caleb's not going to let that happen.
Rams are favored by 3.5, I believe. Right? It was 4.5, and then it went down to 3.5.
Yeah, I mean, they're just.
The Bears are underdogs at home again. There is not a team in the playoffs that's been more disrespected than the
Ben will
Chicago
move the
Bears,
pocket
guys.
away from Jared Verse. Ben will do things to get Caleb into space, and once Caleb's in space, I don't give a fuck who Jared.
Well, I mean, that
care
whole
who it
defensive
is.
line
I
can
don't
get
care.
Yeah, Byron Young.
Once he's in
Braden
space,
Braden
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, they have good guys that can get after the quarterback. They get, they get a good amount of pressure. But that's why they haven't been as good with their pass defense, because they haven't been getting as much pressure over the last half of the season, man. I'll say this. I bet the Niners to beat the Seahawks. I think the Niners are going to take them out. I think the Seahawks are going to lose their first game. That means if the Bears take care of business at home against the Rams, you would, if that were to happen, you would be hosting an NFC championship. The 49ers coming to Chicago, another West Coast team with a chance to play for the Super Bowl in their home stadium, by the way, the 49ers, that it is in Santa Clara. I see this path laying out for the Bears, and I've seen it since the playoff seeding was set up, man. The Bears just got to beat a team that's going to be beatable outside in Chicago next week, and then hope the Niners take care of business. And you don't got to go to Seattle. You stay at home through the whole playoffs, and this home field advantage that we said was going to be so goddamn big for the Chicago Bears team going into these playoffs, it plays out, man. If the Bears get every game in the playoffs at home, they're going to win out.
Yeah, that no Kittle is going to hurt.
Yeah, Kittle might be done for his career.
Kittle's done.
I know, but I'm saying like the Rams already struggled against Seattle, man. Like Seattle's defense at home is fucking tough, man.
The Niners struggled against Seattle too. But the
That's
Niners
okay.
also
That's
just went on the road.
I meant the Niners. I meant the Niners struggled against Seattle. I don't.
Well, the Niners beat them once.
It was
when they had Fred Warner still.
Yeah, that defense swallowed them up.
The Niners won 17-13 and lost 13-3.
Yeah, I think that was the second week of the season when they beat the Rams. The first or the second.
It was really early.
It was very early on in the season.
Game, I think, was the first game. I think
it was wasn't it overtime? Awesome. What was the Seattle San Fran game?
It was a Thursday night game. I think it was the second Thursday night.
Was it overtime?
Yeah, no, it wasn't overtime. I think the Niners beat them in regulation right at
I'm talking about the one Seattle won.
The one that Seattle won, no, they dominated that game.
13-3. It was the last week of the season.
Yeah, man.
Because I remember thinking Seattle's. I remember thinking this Niners pass rush is so bad. This is the game Sam Darnold fucking chokes.
And
even though
the Seattle offense shit on themselves that whole game. They should have scored 30 points. They only scored 13.
Guys,
that Seattle team is very beatable, and the Niners just find a way to get it done, man.
The Niners have like 16 sacks on this season.
I'm banking on the Niners beating Seattle in Seattle, man, and then coming to Chicago to play the Bears. I already bet the Niners and the Bears at like plus 982 straight up. Let's see if it happens, because that would be the perfect scenario for the Chicago Bears, guys.
Miles Garrett has more sacks than the Niners.
Actually, it was the first game of the year in Seattle. San Francisco won in Seattle, but San Francisco also had Bosa and Warner in that game.
Yes. They still had Fred Warner. They still had their defense in tow.
Although their defense was pretty
The Niners have been figuring it out. Robert Saleh has been the best coordinator in the NFL this year, guys.
Their defense surprised me against Philadelphia. I'm not going to lie.
I mean, they dominated that game, and the Eagles imploded. The Eagles imploded on themselves.
Kyle's right.
These teams, they got to be pulling on the same end of the rope in the playoffs. And
as Romy says this right here, the Bears shut out the Rams in the championship game. That was on this date 40 years ago, my friends.
Yep. The Rams do not travel well to the other side of the country, guys. They never.
You want to know what's funny? Read the Bears book.
Well, they were in St. Louis
that season. John Robinson, the head coach of the Rams back in '85.
No, they weren't. They were still in Los Angeles, actually.
This was the only game as a head coach I knew going into I had no chance of winning. I've never heard that from another coach say that about his team, but it's in the book for the 85.
They were the Los Angeles Rams at that time. They turned into the St. Louis Rams in the middle of like the 90s, and then they went back to Los Angeles. They went in and out of there.
Is there anything else specific you guys want to talk about? Or I mean, it is a Monday night playoff game we're keeping.
Yeah, I'm watching. It's 3-0 right now. Texans are on the move a little bit. Big catch right there.
I'd rather not talk any more about that football game.
Well, I'll tell you this right now, Kyle. I haven't seen him back on the field, but Nico Collins left after the first.
Nico Collins caught the last pass, bro.
Oh, he did? Okay.
This is important to talk about. The way the playoff scheduling happened, where the Bears now are playing. The Bears are now playing on Sunday after playing on Saturday, and the Niners are now playing on Saturday after playing on Sunday. Multiple teams are on a short week.
I think
the
it's
Bears,
stupid.
It is, but honestly, it's good for the Bears. They're the beneficiary of this weird ass scheduling. They get an extra day's rest, whereas they had the short day the previous week. So everybody wants to bitch about their team not getting the extra day rest now, right? But the Bears lost the day of rest on the front end, so now they're just getting
we
it
might
back.
get Bamiga back.
Oh yeah, or Joe Tryon Shoyinka. What happened, Sean?
Flea flicker.
I want Shoyinka back.
A flea flicker that was stripped and recovered by Pittsburgh.
Who bet the Steelers straight up?
Jack Sawyer.
First quarter, bro.
It might be the final score, Kyle.
I don't want to start
Texans
an argument.
Sucks ass.
I don't want to start an argument, but CJ Stroud is kind of ass.
That offensive line is.
I think it's the offensive line. If you get in behind,
but this is not going to support your argument.
Brandon doesn't think the offensive line affects a quarterback unless it's Caleb Williams, guys. That's the only quarterback that's affected by an offensive line is Caleb.
Davis Mills is undefeated this season as the Texans quarterback. Undefeated.
Brennan,
you got to look at who he played too, man. That's not just that simple.
Brennan, he's in his third season. He's in his fourth playoff game, bro. No, fifth playoff game, bro. Third season. He's in his fifth
and he has
playoff
two
game.
division titles.
Well, the Bears have not announced that Braxton is back yet. They haven't activated him.
No,
correct?
They didn't activate him.
But
I'm
hopefully
going to
imagine
assume
that he's going to be. Yes,
I'm going to assume that is going to. They have no choice. If he's healthy
what else are you gonna do?
If he's healthy enough, when that's
I agree, Dwayne. I agree with Dustin and Sean. I mean, you guys watch. Justin Herbert had a 5,000-yard passing season. His offensive line gets banged up. He looks like he's never played football before. The same can be said for guys
Honestly,
like
he looked better than he should have.
His offensive line. CJ Stroud, when they decided to trade his entire offensive line away, has looked like shit ever since. His first season, he looked really good. You need a good
We lost you, Kyle.
Yeah, you got muted or something, brother.
You got muted, Kyle.
Just saying, you needed good offensive line to compete in the NFL.
This is worth.
Their winning streak started when CJ Stroud got injured. That's my concern for CJ Stroud.
Same game it's been for the last 100 years, guys. You win in the trenches. That's where
CJ Stroud is a little overrated. I agree, but that offensive line
got injured and they started winning football games. That's a problem if you're the Texans.
I would have to disagree that he's not good, but he's not as good as people think he is either. He's
he's regressed.
Kyron's on a
Jaden Daniels regressed.
Yes, he did.
Guys, let's talk about the left tackle thing for a second.
He's a good quarterback.
Because we brought it up in a little bit, just talking about Ozzie, but how comfortable are we with Theo Benedett? Because I personally, my first reaction when Sean messaged it out, I had seen the news and I just tried to ignore it because I was like, I wanted to be on a good vibe with the Bears win. But Ozzie is out. Theo Benedett is in. I personally don't feel there's that big of a drop off from Ozzie to Theo Benedett based on how Theo played before Ozzie took his job. What do you guys think? I think it's probably the best possible position along that offensive line that we could have sustained an injury on going into.
I'm a little concerned if you sustain another one.
Of course,
I don't think Karan's
you think
alive.
Benedett's gonna do all right?
I don't think Karan's alive, and I'm pretty sure Braxton's not coming back. If Theo Benedett goes down, you're in a world of hurt.
You're just lying to yourself if you're saying there's not a drop off. There's definitely a drop off.
I'm not saying there's no drop off. I'm saying the drop off. If it were Darnell Wright to Theo Benedett, it's a much bigger drop off.
The Bears might sign a tackle this week, guys. That's a very, very, very big possibility.
They still have that guy in the practice squad that they love. What's his name?
Okay, but so they're signing a guy from the practice. They're bringing a guy up. But
what's his name? Mick something?
McChicken.
What's the guy in the Sean? What's the guy in the practice squad's name? The tackle the Bears like. Somebody in the chat help me out.
Mike Jones.
Who?
Mike Jones. Nice.
What's more concerning to me is the Bears now have 3 draft picks who have season-ending injuries.
Wasn't he a guard?
Zay Frazier, Shamar Turner, and
Ozzie is throwing it out there, Kyle, for you. It's
McFadden.
Right?
He's a tackle.
But he was a guard, I thought.
Well, they moved him to tackle. He's listed as a tackle for the Bears.
Interesting.
Jordan McFadden
as a guard.
Either way, you're very thin. You're very thin.
I feel confident in Theo Benedict, given that he has started multiple games and performed well.
Me too.
That's
Dustin.
all
I
I'm
said
saying.
that to you guys.
I mean, for me, he's next man
what team
up.
has a left tackle that started multiple games they can plug in the playoffs?
In a playoff season, you don't have that luxury. All I'm saying is, I think that if you were going to pick an offensive lineman to be injured, Ozzie was probably the best one to come out of there.
Yeah,
if you're going to pick
unless Luke Newman was off IR. But
what did DK do? Did he punch someone in the stands?
No, he was wide open. He pulled an AJ Brown.
Oh, nice. AJ Brown and DK Metcalf are basically the same person. They basically are.
Here goes Will Anderson. Oh, boo.
AJ Brown is kind of a clown.
I will say this.
I love Ozzie, guys. I want to say that. I'm not like denigrating Ozzie Trapillo. I'm just saying I feel pretty good about the guy that's behind him, given that he has had meaningful reps.
We'll have to see the severity of this.
I would prefer Ozzie.
Ozzie Trapillo comes back, man. I mean, we might have got what we got out of him, and he may never be a factor for this team again. And I'm not trying to be negative. I hope that's wrong, but you have to address that situation in case.
This is opening a door to a very different conversation, I feel like. And I don't want to start sitting here dogging on our GM and the position the Bears are in, but you've drafted 3 left tackles since you've been on this fucking football team. And now you might not even have a backup. These guys might not even be good enough to back up.
Braxton's going to be back, Brandon. Braxton's going to be.
And he's not good enough to back up.
Yeah, but you know what you have, Brandon? You have a quarterback that neutralizes that issue.
100%.
That's been
our thing. We continue to talk about how the Bears haven't addressed the left tackle. They really have. They've invested a lot. A 3rd round pick, a 2nd round pick. We can talk about Braxton, the 5th round guy, but you're just missing, man. You're just missing.
Well, here, it is what it is. Ozzie's done for the season, guys. Benedict, like Sean said, is the next man up. All I'll say is I feel pretty confident.
I think Newman's still
I feel pretty confident in Theo Benedict, guys. I really do. Given the experience that he's gotten this season already, I feel.
Adam, I think Newman's on IR. I haven't heard that he's been.
I certainly don't believe it's enough to derail the Bears' playoff.
No, that's what I'm saying, Kyle. That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's that big of a drop off. I really don't.
No, because your offensive line is so strong in the other positions.
Yeah, and honestly,
Brandon,
he was the weakest link
of that activated November 23rd.
Oh, he is back. Okay, well, that's good to know. He's not going to play tackle, but it's good to know he's there.
No, yeah, I mean, here in a pinch, guys, if another tackle were to get injured, that's where Joe Tooney is going, and you're going to need a guard to throw in.
Yeah, that's
a good point.
Then you're going to have Luke Newman.
Mm-hmm.
Then you'll have Luke Newman.
And is Joe Tooney any worse than Theo Benedict?
I don't know.
Who's your game balls going out to?
Colston Loveland.
Caleb Williams.
This is interesting because there's a lot of different directions that these game balls can go. I got two.
I'm going to go Caleb
I don't know,
Williams.
man. There's a lot of guys who went unnoticed. Dom Robb had a massive game. I think it was the best game he's had all
Me
season.
and Kyle looked at each other and were like, Dominic Robinson, holy shit.
It only took him 6 years.
I know that Maven guy
certainly ain't Joe Tooney.
I know Maven only played 1 quarter.
Bad
but
snaps
the guy who wasn't on the
galore,
team 2 weeks ago, that guy was making plays. He was involved in 3 or 4 huge plays for the Chicago Bears. Their run defense immediately got better when Maven stepped on the field. Sean, you said at one point, or I think Dustin, one of you guys said at one point he was a captain for the Lions. Obviously,
he was a special teams captain for them. Yes,
Sean, I'll give a game ball to Devin Duvernay.
But yeah, I mean, it's Colston Loveland. I mean, without Colston Loveland, the Bears lose that game, no doubt.
Listen, the obvious ones are Caleb and Colston Loveland. I mean, those are the obvious ones to me. And I said it earlier.
Santos,
and I'll say Cairo Santos is another big one. But
that was one of mine. So thanks.
That was one of Ben's, wasn't it?
I'll say it. No, he didn't give it to Cairo. No, he gave it to Colston. He gave it to Montez Sweat, and he gave it to Caleb. Those were the 3 that got it. From Ben Johnson.
Caleb needed one.
And then Ben Johnson got one from Caleb, which was an awesome moment.
Awesome moment.
Also, the second
Caleb
time
fucked that up so bad.
Guys,
fucked that up so
bad. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Stop. But before I give the game ball, I want to make this point. When you look at this team in this locker room and how together they are, and you talk about Caleb Williams going out of his way to surprise Ben Johnson with the game ball when Ben Johnson is the guy that's supposed to be handing them out. This team has the right, stuff, like the stuff that you can't quantify or put into stats. Like they are together. They are one unit. They are snapped. They are just, their culture is just unfuckwithable. in terms of teams in this league, I think there's one other team right now in the playoffs that can try to match the vibe that the Bears have.
Unfuckwittable of the Bears.
Yes, unfuckwittable. But it's the Niners, maybe. The Niners are pulling on the same end of the rope in that same way. The Bears have that unquantifiable thing that just it works in the playoffs, guys. They have this fucking aura about them that not a lot of other teams in the NFL have, man. My game ball, man, if I had to give, I really do believe that defense turned on a dime the second DeMarco Jackson replaced TJ Edwards. DeMarco Jackson was putting his head in on every run play. He was involved in every run play. God. DeMarco Jackson was a fucking beast. I don't give a fuck what PFF says. They gave him a 35 grade. You can kiss my ass. That's bullshit. I know what my eyes saw. DeMarco Jackson flipped the run defense on its head just by being on the field. He's the future linebacker of the Chicago Bears.
As I did a 4-star sold them the day they signed him, and it can't be understood. Devin Duvernay has been such a blessing in this fucking football team. And you can talk about the returns.
Stroud throwing interceptions.
The guy does not.
Bad snap over his head.
The guy does not make mistakes.
Devin Duvernay, we said it when they signed him. It was like the most under the radar signing the Bears made.
I'm so happy to just have a guy that just does the job efficiently and effectively. And he had a big return in that game.
Yeah, I called it. I said it when I saw that punt hang in the air for so long. I mean, it didn't hang in the air. Sorry. He booted it so far with so little underneath it. Duvernay had a chance at a really good return, and he capitalized on that shit. And Maben, yes, Kyle brought Maben up earlier, man. Sean, who are your listen, it's Colston Loveland, it's Caleb Williams, it's DeMarco Jackson for me. Brady Jarrett was another one that was fucking great in this game. But Sean, who's your guy?
I know you. I got two. I was gonna give Santos, but I can flip it. 6 for 64, big time touchdown, Packer killer, DJ
Moore.
And I know you may not agree with me, but limited time, 60% of the snaps. He wound up with 6 tackles, 2 pass breakups, working the rust off. My guy came back and he was
final play,
man.
Kyler Gordon.
I'm giving him a game ball.
Final
he
play.
went out there and he gamed. He got burned a few times, but I expect him as he gets some more playing time, he's gonna return. But he had that big
he's got to get his legs.
That big play on the goal line that forced the Packers into I can't remember the down off the top of my head.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about on Josh Jacobs, right?
Yeah, on Josh Jacobs. Yep. He did it really. Him, and you know what? I can give it to Tyreek Stevenson because I do agree with what you said earlier. Those 3 came in and the defense switched. Honorary game ball goes to Dennis Allen. Based on what our head coach said coming out, he noticed something and he talked to the defense and made a couple of tweaks. Good for him. Good for the Bears.
That defense was the difference in the game, Sean. They don't win that game without the way that defense played in the second half. That was the best half of football that defense has played all season.
And I just want to say, guys,
they needed
for all
most.
you, Steve, and all the Packers fans out there, the message relayed over the week was we took the Jordan Love hit personal and we're going to respond to it. Jordan Love got fucking rocked by Austin Booker, and nobody did a damn thing.
Austin Booker had such a damn good game, man. Austin Booker is the future of this Bears.
Austin Booker destroyed Jordan Love in that game.
I hate to say this, guys, but everyone's talking about we need a DN. We need a DN. He might be here and developing into a perennial All-Pro.
Yeah, you need more.
From the University of Kansas, Austin Booker.
Sean, we got Deo. We got Deo.
Deo, don't sleep on Deo. One Deo, he'll be good. We'll see.
Deo sleeps on himself enough.
He played for one day.
You know, I was not a big fan of that signing.
I know.
That was my least favorite thing.
Hey, by the way, I don't know. This was slept on.
We knew my feeling on the defensive.
This was slept on, but and I wish in my Facebook post I would have added this. But yesterday or Saturday when the Bears won, it was the first time in both of their histories in Chicago sports history that the Cubs and Bears advanced in the playoffs in the same year. And that's fucking crazy to think about too.
And the Bulls won, and the Blackhawks won, and the Cubs signed Alex Bregman
with a new goalie.
What the fuck? It was a crazy day in Chicago, man.
Let's go. Chicago
I
sports.
think
Check on the
you see
man.
that
we've been
post?
dealing with bullshit for long enough, guys. Mediocrity.
You see that
and
post?
fucking unnecessary.
21
Can we give an honorary
Oh.
shout out to Jed Hoyer for signing Bregman, because that was about the time
Do
the
it.
Bears turned it around.
That's what I'm saying. Did you see that post?
Like-
21-3. Cubs sign Bregman. Bears win 31-27.
Did you guys see the? Did you guys see the?
And the defense allowed 1 touchdown in the second half. They forced 4 punts the first 4 drives, man. Come on.
3 and outs, man.
You don't get those balls. You don't get those possessions on offense if the defense.
Did you guys hear what? Did you guys hear what
It's-
Dunsumu said walking off the court?
You're very contradictory.
See what Dunsumu said walking off the court?
Yes, he
He
did.
was
He
like-
said, "Watch the Bears come back in this game."
Yeah, he was like, "What's the score?" They
Who
were
said
like,
that?
"The Bears are down a lot." And he was like, "Watch the Bears come back and
Io
win this."
Dosunmu. Io
Io
Dosunmu for the
Dosunmu.
Bulls.
Oh,
He's
he's
like,
a
"The Bears are
huge
gonna come
Bears
back and win
fan.
this
Dude.
game."
He's a huge Bears fan.
I fucking love Io. The Bulls were really missing him when he was out.
Come on, Nick Chubb. Run that ball.
I
That's
don't
a
know,
tough
man.
team to
I
run
feel
on.
good about the Chicago Bears team.
Nick
I feel
Chubb's having
good.
a good time.
like
Oh,
they're walking
bouncing off
down-
tacklers.
Walking down the field now, dude. Now there's walking down there, bro.
I feel good about the Chicago Bears team. I feel great about their chances being underdogs again at home against the Los Angeles Rams. I think that they thrive off of this shit. They thrive off of the disrespect. And when you got Darth Burden on your team, you can make some shit happen. Luther Burden, we talked about the block that he made on that Kyle Monungai catch and run. I mean, these guys, it's not just Colston Loveland and Luther Burden catching balls or Roma doing. These guys do everything. They are a unit, and like if they need to block, that's what they're gonna do. If they need to be the decoy, that's what they're gonna do. If they're the third guy on the play, they're ready for it. I mean, and Caleb is now at this point where he is that point guard that we envisioned with all these weapons, because he's gotten a rapport with every receiver now on this goddamn team. Rome going out kind of served as a blessing in disguise, did it not, guys? Because he was able to build that rapport with Loveland. He was able to build that rapport with Burden, and now you're adding Roma Dunze back into it. It's just gonna be fireworks, man. That Rams defense can be got, and the Bears are gonna get them. Caleb in Chicago in the cold, in the wind, has the advantage over every quarterback in these NFL playoffs throwing the football. Period.
The
End of
Rome
story.
injury helped him develop rapport with DJ Moore. And
100 exactly. I didn't even mention him, but yes.
I think we got to talk about DJ Moore's career versus the Green Bay Packers since he's been in Chicago, because every time he plays this team, he says the same thing after the game. It's fuck Green Bay. Fuck Green Bay. DJ Moore can say it all day without any class accusations, but DJ Moore against this Packers team has really been the staple in the Chicago offense. I said it on Thursday night. I think DJ Moore is a big game because this is the team that he seems to just terrorize. If you're a Packers fan, you fucking hate DJ Moore.
And when you think about this, Brandon, he was the one making the block, the lead block on that Luther Burden play, the same exact play, the same exact formation. He was the one blocking for Burden to get the first down on that play. And then he gets paid off with a wide open touchdown on the same play when they fake the screen to go to the touchdown.
2 game winners against the Packers, guys. 2 game winners against this Packers team this season.
2 walk-offs.
He's
No,
game
no.
And I felt early in the
Take a
game, I really felt like Ben was trying very desperately to get DJ Moore in the game. They were running all kinds of shit.
Cal, you watching the game too?
Yeah, Woody Marks just got hurt.
Woody Marks did just got hurt. I'm so
They're not
glad I drafted Nick Chubb. Yeah.
It would have
Yeah,
really been smart
okay,
for me to just not bet that game at
These
all.
guys are drafting the playoffs on their couches while I'm reading through their fucking stupid text messages trying to find out who was fucking drafted. I'm getting my ass kicked.
My
at work.
last pick, bro. Literally my last pick of the draft.
We had a playoff draft. I'm like, Sean, make sure these guys aren't talking in the chat, because then I can't see who's drafted. I'll have to scroll up to
can't
a bunch of
control
shit.
other
Dude.
You guys are doing fantasy in the playoffs?
Fuck yeah, dude, every year.
It's
Every
like
year.
58 text messages I have to read to figure out the last fucking guy who was drafted in the middle of my rush, getting my ass kicked at work.
I had to do a fantasy draft for my season
all right.
at
Jeff
work.
already
An
won,
auction
so.
fantasy draft at work, bro. That sucked. That team took a shit all year, man. I was out of it before it started. Drafting at work is never a good thing.
I won my
Most
league,
doesn't
but
happen that way.
I will
Nobody
never do it
pays.
again. If I have to draft to work, I won't join the league, man.
Yeah, just don't even do the league.
It's not-
I won my,
You'll regret it.
league.
You'll regret
I won
it
my
the entire
league for
time.
bragging rights.
It's impossible.
It's tough. That's for sure.
It's impossible. I mean, you just don't know who's been taken. It's not even. And
That's for sure.
It's impossible. I mean, you just don't know who's been taken. It's
Romy's funny. Swaggy says, I watch Max Crosby late at night. And then Romy says, Swaggy, that's called Skinamax. That's a good one, Romy. That's the comment of the night for sure. And that's a good way to end this thing, unless y'all got something
quick.
else you want to talk about.
Yeah, I've already,
straight to the point. Yes. Short, sweet.
This is my last Monday night game of the year. Let's
go. I promise you, you're gonna wish you stayed on here and chatted with us for another hour rather than go watch that fucking game.
They're churning right
now.
I like defense.
About the skull.
Yeah, Texans are definitely about to score for sure.
At least
we'll see about it. I don't know about that. Yeah, the Texans.
It's hard for me to watch a game in which I don't care who wins.
The 6-yard line.
I only care that this game gets over, so I know what time the fucking Bears are playing.
Exactly.
And Christ.
And we're gonna have.
I don't understand why.
Why can't they just announce it? You already know, like, why you don't want the Steelers and the Texans to get in their head.
It's a big secret.
Yeah, what the fuck? Listen, we're gonna have previews of this Bears Rams game all week, and we'll still talk shit about the Packers too throughout that.
All week,
sure. Yes,
Wednesday. Martin's walking on the sideline, Kyle. He's fine.
Wednesday, the barely there. Thursday, the bare minimum. Sunday, we'll do a kickoff show, right? Sunday. You're gonna see us 3 more times this week before the Bears go out there and beat the fucking Rams.
Touchdown.
These guys want
Christian Kirk.
You guys want to keep underestimating this Bears team. It's not a fluke if they continue to do it the same way. This is who they are, and they just find ways to win, and they're gonna do it again on Sunday. And we'll be here all week for it.
It'd be awesome if they make it all the way, but they lost.
They did the thing they needed to do, right, Kyle? They beat the Packers in the playoffs.
Yeah, and I want to say
this guy's the limit.
Do me a favor. Don't get down 21-3 against the Rams in the first half.
Yes or no?
Before we go, we talked about this Bears team playing 4 quarters of football, and guys, I think beating this Packers team in a playoff game sets this Bears offense into a whole new rhythm.
The Bears, they knocked off all the nerves in that first half.
I think now it's just you're back on house money. It's easy skating from here. You got teams coming to your house. I think this Bears offense and Caleb Williams start to play more quarters of football.
They're gonna take the fuck off, Brandon. They're gonna.
Yes or no? Bears lose. Bears lose Sunday. You pissed?
No.
Yes.
I mean, yes, but not
yes. They're too close now, Sean.
You're talking about in the moment, Sean. Yes. If you're talking about when I'm like a week after
when you look back on it in retrospect, it's a good season.
I'll say this:
it's a good season.
These will be yes or no's in totality. In totality, in the moment, we're all going to be upset.
No, of course.
If they make it to the NFC Championship and they lose, you upset?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
In totality, looking back on this season, I will be very impressed with them getting that far with a new first year in this system, first year head coach, Caleb in his first year in Ben Johnson's system, and all these weapons and everybody coming in. You just flipped everything around. You did that in one offseason.
You haven't seen the best Luther Burden. You haven't seen the best.
Yeah, exactly. All these guys are still developing and growing. You got a lot.
I can't help but think of the Commanders.
I want to win it all while it's in front of you.
No, next year Caleb could tear his knee in week 1.
Yeah, that's very true, Brandon. I will say,
you got Dustin. You said it weeks ago, and you said it best. You don't take shit for granted.
Yep.
You could come out next season the way that the Commanders did. Sorry, Sean, the Redskins. Sorry, Sean, the Redskins. You can come out the same way they did this season. Well, they had an injury.
The Bears are a lot younger. The Bears are a lot younger.
But they had an injured quarterback that could happen to anyone, especially a guy who runs his ass
off. You need to take advantage of this opportunity that's in front of you right now.
Let me answer, Sean. It's not even about what could happen next season. It's not about that injuries and all. It's about the fact that this really truly is the first time in a long time.
100% Angel.
I think anybody can win the Super Bowl. So Bears, go do it now. Who gives a shit if you're in the first year of Ben Johnson's? Look at every team in the NFL, guys. They don't look good. Nobody looks great. I haven't watched anybody and been like, well, that team's fucking unbeatable. There's no way we were beating Patrick Mahomes and the
Patriots team was pretty fucking good.
Hey, I'm not saying
a quarter and a half, but did you watch the first half? They scored 3 points, bro.
I'm not saying settle for less. I'm saying the Bears lose 31-28. I'm not upset with the season. The only way I'm upset is if we lose in the Super Bowl. We beat the Packers. We sent those bitches home. And now
Yeah, but Sean, we got to get.
Look, I
past-
want to win the Super Bowl.
You're so
I do.
close.
Here, listen,
You're so
listen.
close.
I do want to win the Super Bowl.
Of course, let me make this point. Let me make this point on that because it's a lot of we beat the Packers, so it can be a better season. Like we did that part. Now, like
Well, it
we can
is.
just
It
be
already
happy.
is.
It already is.
I guess, but at the same time, if we want to really be taken serious in a rivalry between
The Packers keep saying you're going to go choke against the
we
Rams.
don't need to give a fuck about them no more. We beat them.
I'm not
Moving on
saying,
to the
I'm not
next
saying
one,
you should
know?
give a fuck about
Like-
it. But if we would have lost that game, that is nowhere nearly as good of a season of beating the fucking Packers in the playoffs. To send them home, bro. I mean, come on.
Well, no doubt, 100%.
That's-
But just because we beat the Packers doesn't mean that we can't go beat the
I'm not
Rams.
playing
Right?
fold up the tents and don't
Yeah,
try and
no,
win.
no.
This
I'm just
season, we've
asking
been.
a hypothetical question.
I hear you. I hear
In
you.
totality, if the Bears don't win the Super Bowl,
Yes,
how
upset.
upset are
After
you
letting
gonna
the
be
emotion-
after beating Green Bay.
After
Upset.
letting the emotion go away, I will be happy with where they got. But at the end of the day, man, we've been saying this for months now. This has been the weirdest NFL season we have seen in a very long time. There is no team in this NFL season that has established themselves as a dominant team, a team that can't be beat. All these teams have flaws, and the Bears seem to have the best strength, which is they find a way to win close games. Nobody is anywhere near as learned in how to win a close game than the Chicago Bears this year. And all these games in the playoffs have been close, except for that one last night. And I think it's going to continue to be that way. There's a strong advantage for the Chicago Bears. Take advantage of this opportunity right now because you can beat any team that's left.
Sure. But what I'm saying is, for once in a very long time as a Bears fan, I'm not looking forward to the offseason. I'm looking forward to next season. Like that's all I'm saying. Like I want Caleb to get back on the field. Fuck the draft. Fuck the free agency. Just get Caleb back on the field. Let's start again and let's go out there and
run it back.
Well, why do we look at it like it's Josh Allen's opportunity because Mahomes and Lamar aren't there? But
it's
we
everyone
don't look at it the same way for the Bears.
It's a free for all right now, man.
None of these teams guys. Listen,
none of these teams.
You might
they're all good. None of them are great.
We believe in the Bears and their future. And Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams. You might not be here again for years.
But Joshua Allen does change.
You're too close.
The only guy who can.
You're too close.
The only guys left the playoffs
to embrace anything less.
Guys, when you get this close, go for it all, and that's what the Bears are doing. We have no doubts about that. Ben Johnson 100%. Has these guys ready to play 3 more fucking games,
and you saw
and
that.
You saw
that because he played Kyler Gordon like they're playing for the next 5 weeks. That's how he played. He didn't play Kyler Gordon like we have to play beat the Packers, and then we're out. He played Kyler Gordon like Kyler Gordon's going to be needed for the next 5 weeks.
Look, there's 0-0 part of me, guys.
Kyler Gordon's about to snap.
I want that brass ring. I want that Super Bowl trophy more than anyone else. I was just asking your level of.
Well, what about you, Sean?
Where you would be upset? I'm only going to be upset if we lose in the Super Bowl. I had the Bears at 9 wins, dude. We're in the divisional round of the playoffs and an NFC North title.
Yeah, but isn't that projection stuff behind you now?
Yeah, but this team isn't even close to where they're going to be. And I'm with Kyle for the first time in my life. I'm looking to. I want to know what building blocks we're going to get to take that next step. Because if we make it to the divisional round this year, the NFC Championship is my bar next year. I don't give a shit. If we lose in this round, my bar is NFC Championship.
Yeah, no, and I agree with you. And I expect Caleb Williams. I expect Caleb Williams to be in the MVP running next season.
Oh, I do too. And I expect Austin Booker to be a very dominant force off the edge next year because what we've seen.
And I think Colston Lovin's all pro.
Is should be scary for the NFC North and the entire NFL because this thing is turning into a monster, dude.
I think Colston's all pro, and I think Colston's all pro, and I think Caleb is in the running for MVP.
That could very well be with this offense and his weapons.
Right now, Caleb is the best quarterback left in these playoffs, as far as I'm concerned. Especially if he plays the next 2 games at home.
In all the playoffs.
Especially if he plays the next 2 games at home. Let the chips fall where they may.
You're talking NFC, not all the playoffs.
You're talking about Josh Allen, bro?
Yeah, I was going to say, you're talking about Josh Allen, bro?
It's a close one.
Crazy.
It's a close one. I think Caleb might be more talented with his arm than Josh Allen. I do believe that. But Josh Allen is a better quarterback.
His arms is more talented. His legs are not more talented.
I just think mentally,
his arm is more talented.
I just think mentally, Josh Allen, Matthew Stafford,
I got the Bills going to the Super Bowl, man.
I think mentally those
I
are
see
probably
it,
the only
but-
two guys that are ahead of Caleb. Honestly,
Drake May is pretty good too, and Stafford is.
yeah,
the
but they're in
MVP
their
as well,
same
and the
growth.
MVP.
They're in their same growth patterns, and when it comes to dissecting defenses and doing different things, Drake May is going to hit a wall. He wasn't a world beater yesterday. He was okay. He wasn't. Oh my God! He didn't throw 400 yards and 5 touchdowns. He struggled.
The Bears. All I know is after we just watched what we just watched on Saturday, anything is possible. This Bears team can go to the Super Bowl, guys. This Bears
100%. I don't disagree with that.
I think if Drake May plays
you gotta
that Broncos
grab that
team, he's going to
opportunity
get
by
fucked
the
up.
fucking reins, and yeah, you got to play 4 quarters of football well. They play
You guys-
4 quarters no matter what.
After
But
this
play them
game-
all really well, and nobody's gonna fucking beat you.
After this game is over tonight, whoever
dude,
wins this
yeah,
game
dude,
between the,
so-
I mean, maybe the
Dude,
Steelers
that's
Going to the
are,
Patriots.
but I don't think
Texans go to
anybody.
the
I don't think
Patriots.
anybody's out of it. Name
Thank
me
you,
a
Chad.
team.
We
Name me
appreciate
a
it.
team in the NFL that's
I
left
agree.
after tonight. That's they're not winning the Super Bowl. No way. They win the Super Bowl. I could see the Texans get there. I could see the Patriots get there. I could see the Broncos get there. I could see the Bills get there. I could see the Bears get there. I could see the Niners get there. I could
Not
see the
the
Rams
Seahawks.
get there.
It's wide open.
Not
It's
the
wide
Seahawks.
open.
And right now, if I
Go
was
get it.
I don't see Sam
Wide
Darnold
open.
there. I don't know what it is. I
Vernon,
can't buy that.
Vernon, that would be the one that would surprise me the most.
Just 'cause of Darnold.
Darnold's in his
Just
Guys,
season.
this
Darnold.
this
100%.
comment from Vizzo is really important when it comes to this Bears team because we've been doing this to ourselves all year.
I thought
Don't
Dustin
get-
was actually intoxicated. I'll be honest.
I wish I was. I don't do that no more, unfortunately. But you don't let yourself get too high. Oh, it's the Bears. They can't do this. They can't. We're getting comments on our shorts all week. It's the Bears, guys. You know, they're not a playoff team. What the fuck are you talking about? They're in the playoffs. Guys, we as Bears fans
They're not
have
a
the
playoff.
we have the
They're
opportunity
in
to
the
just
playoffs, bro.
exactly. That was my point to that particular comment.
Yeah, where's
They're
the
not a
what
playoff.
Kool-Aid?
But this was a Bears fan that said this to me, guys.
That's
So
stupid.
like, let's stop doing this to ourselves. We just witnessed history on Saturday, something that just
It
don't
was
happen.
razzle dazzle.
There's something special about this fucking team, guys. And if you're not drinking the Kool-Aid, then I don't know what the fuck is wrong with you. Enjoy this moment. Believe in this
magical
team.
season.
They've given
A
you
magical
nothing but
season.
reason to do so.
Even
matter
if
what
they
happens.
lost,
I'll drink
Even
Kool-Aid.
if they
I'll die.
lost.
I'll die on this hill. I'll die with the Bears. I'll drink that
Even if
purple
they lost
drink.
on
Give me that
Sunday.
shit.
even if they
Enjoy
lost
it.
on Sunday,
Drink every drop.
even if they
Give me
lost
that
on
shit.
Sunday, it's still a magical season.
I
dude.
love
It's-
Kool-Aid.
It's one of the most. This
It's a
season
magical
has
season
vibes.
no matter what.
This season has vibes I've never felt before, bro. I've never felt this vibe. Like,
You know what I
It's
love?
just different.
You know what I love today? Listening to the score because I really wanted to hear a lot of the reporters and what they had to say. And I've been to a lot of Bears games. I've been to 6 playoff games in my life. I've heard some electricity. I've never seen them win a playoff game, hence why I will not go until they become a dynasty, and I'm pretty sure they can win. But they said they either have to check the structure at Soldier Field or it was so loud in there that the press box was actually shaking. They said for the first time, and the one reporter's been, I've been a Bears reporter for 20 years. He goes, this has never happened. The crowd
Al
has never
Michaels.
been this loud.
Al Michaels said, "I've done
loud,
31 games at Soldier Field. I've never felt the stadium shake."
Yeah.
He said that. He came out and said, "I've done
Jaquan
31
Brisker said.
games.
Jaquan Brisker
I've
said.
never felt the stadium shake."
Jaquan Brisker said the fans played a part in winning that football game.
No,
Dude,
I
Ben
agree.
Johnson made a point to say to his team to shout out the fans for the impact they had in that game. Chicago fans know what's up. They were quiet when they did it. They did what the players asked. Quiet
Yeah, they
when the
did.
offense was on the field. Super loud when the defense was on the field.
It's
Forced
tough.
that delay of game. Forced that timeout.
It's-
Chicago fans made a
It's
huge
tough for
fucking
Bears
impact
fans.
on this
It's
game, guys.
it's tough for Bears
Good
fans
fucking
because we
job.
haven't had a good offense ever. So every time Caleb goes out there, they want to cheer. They're like, "Oh my god!"
Real quick, for the first time in
He's the
history,
Beatles.
for the first time in the history of the sport, this is off topic, but the Chicago Bulls had to postpone a game
Which is fucking
because they
pathetic.
couldn't get the condensation off the
From
court.
the ice rink. From the ice rink. From the night
What
before.
the fuck, bro? They said
No,
they
they
tried
forgot-
for
after-
3.5
after they got-
hours.
Yeah, after they got rid of the ice the night before, they forgot to adjust the temperature in the
That's
stadium.
ridiculous.
And
That's
and
ridiculous.
There's so much condensation.
That's a
dripping
Bulls
off the
thing to
ceiling.
hear.
Good rant
It
by me,
wouldn't
so
stop.
thank you, Vizzo.
That's a
It wouldn't
Bulls
stop.
thing to
Yeah,
hear. That's fucking
I
ridiculous.
don't think I've ever heard of a basketball game being except for like
Guys,
September
no.
11th.
I
For
just
weather?
had a crazy thought, guys, because we're talking about this new stadium. We're talking about this new stadium, right? And you want it to be a dome. You want to host the Super Bowl. But like,
What if it gets condensation?
Look at the advantage the Bears have and see it continue to. What if it continues to play out? The Bears have the next 2 games at home, and both teams sputter out on offense because they can't handle
they want
this
the Super
weather.
Bowl, man.
I mean, is one worth the other?
Yeah,
I want the elements for the Chicago
Justin,
team in the playoffs.
Justin,
This has been my position from the beginning. I don't want a dome in Chicago.
Justin,
it's a huge advantage to you in the playoffs when you have that weather for a team.
Hold on. They said if they put a dome in, there wouldn't be retractable roof, but there'd be retractable windows in the ceiling, and they would lower the temperature to the temperature that it is outside. So they would keep the same. You would still have that weather.
Why
still
have
be
a fucking
cold.
dome?
It depends on the team they're playing.
Get the Super Bowl.
If they're playing the Niners, then they want the dome warm.
No, that's gotta be illegal.
I mean, if they're playing the Packers, they want the
I
dome
don't think
warm
you can
because
do
it's even.
Yeah, that's
just ice your.
Yeah,
can you just ice your opponents?
Yeah, you can't do that.
I mean, I'm saying I'm saying is they would open all the windows and they wouldn't adjust the temperature. They wouldn't put the heat on. They would just open all the windows and just let everything play out.
Yeah, it'd be dumb to put the heat on.
You're not obligated to turn the heat on.
Sean, do you have a thought on that dome versus staying outside in the elements?
Sean
Especially
wants
if you see
outside.
I've always said either retractable or nothing.
But if it's retractable, you can't retract it when it's snowing outside. You can't do that.
You can do whatever the fuck.
Why can't you?
You own the $8 billion stadium. You can do whatever the fuck you want.
Well, there's got to be a competition rule on that.
I personally think it should be retractable. I like the elements. I always have. I mean, I'm not a cold weather.
Well, Dustin's got a point though. If you're going to retract it when the elements come around, you might as well not have it. It doesn't.
That's what I'm saying.
Just be outside.
No,
then
but
you could close it on a rainy day in the spring.
Revenue. You want a national championship football game, a national championship.
But you're like, I'm only going to put the dome up when I'm hosting the Super Bowl or when the NCAA.
Yes.
Or when concerts come here. But I mean, like, do you close? What if it's 68 degrees and raining
in Philly yesterday?
What if it's September?
Chicago beat the shit out of us quite a bit. Actually,
what if it's September and it's 68 degrees and raining? Are they like, oh, close it now? It just, I don't know. It wouldn't make sense. If you want the elements,
you could have closed
exclude the
Niners 2 years ago, and it was a fucking monsoon, and the field had 9 inches of water on it.
Yeah, right. And I think, and the Bears beat the Niners on a really good season for the Niners.
They beat the Niners because
they went to the Super Bowl. Yeah, J2K. The Bears' weather is an advantage for Cairo Santos in the kicking game, 100%. But I've been saying this for months now, and I'll continue to say it, and everyone should see it by now. It's a huge advantage for Caleb Williams because he can throw in any element and nothing comes off of his ball. It's a giant advantage for the Bears offense as well, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I agree. Hey man, I would
love to see
you have Caleb Williams.
Chicago though, guys.
I don't want to become a pussy like Detroit and fucking Minnesota and got to put a
Minnesota.
Yeah,
but we need a Super Bowl here, man.
I don't want that.
I want the elements. I don't.
You know
want
what? Honestly, they should play the Super Bowl in the fucking cold.
Yeah,
and get these rich pussies out of the stands because they won't show up.
Have Bad Bunny out at Soldier Field while it's snowing. Yeah. God damn it,
he won't show up. I just. You play in the elements. I hate that they got to make it all perfect and prissy for the dude. Come on, man. Was the first Super Bowl?
It's like 72 degrees in every stadium. It's fucking
outside.
Miami. Wait.
If high school kids got to play outside, NFLers should be playing outside.
I saw a comment real brief. I don't think Warren built a stadium in Miami. I think he built it in Minnesota.
The comment said Minnesota.
Oh, did it? I thought it said Miami. You guys are clicking through these so fast.
Listen, man, I don't. Vizzo Joe says there's always upsets in the playoffs.
Sean, there's your Will Anderson right there, bro.
He says, I think the Bears upset the Rams. I don't think it's an upset.
And in whose eyes is that an upset?
When the Bears beat the Rams, that is not an upset. The Bears should be upset that they are underdogs at home.
As far as Vegas is concerned,
they should not be underdogs. They are not.
The first Super Bowl was in Los Angeles, so they've been doing this.
All right,
Will Anderson is. He's my guy, dude. I wanted him. Kyle, you know how bad I wanted him.
I wanted him too, Sean.
I wanted him so bad, dude. That guy, he's a badass man, dude. He is.
And it doesn't hurt his development.
You hit Rodgers like that a couple
Hunter
more times.
Is across the other side.
He might leave the game himself, bro.
And it doesn't doesn't hurt Will Anderson's development that
Aaron Rodgers lost
Daniil
9
Hunter is playing across from him.
No, yes, Bizzo, we understand that the Rams are favored by Vegas, but we also understand that the Packers were favored as well, and they shouldn't have been.
Have the Bears been favored this year outside?
The Bears just continue to be touted. That's our point. That it's not an upset in our mind; it's an upset in Vegas's mind, and I'll take advantage of the money line.
And you know what?
The Bears are going to fucking win this game.
You know what, Dustin? Even when they were favored against the Browns, how many national analysts were like, Shadir's going to beat Caleb?
A lot.
LaShawn McCoy. I think Shador is better than Caleb. It's just dumb
yeah,
shit.
LaShawn, I think
Have you guys heard from Dan Orlovsky in a while?
I listened to him today.
Is he back? He
I was hoping
for a few days.
He didn't bring it up. He didn't even bring it up.
No,
of course he didn't.
Didn't even say a word.
I'm below his timeline though.
Disrespect the Bears all you want. It's gonna bite you in the ass.
Hey, Dan Orlovsky, you evaluate games like you do the opposing defense when you were a quarterback. Like fucking trash.
Thank you to Shane in Windy City for sending that this morning because that was awesome. I know he posted it too.
Is the top where his teeth are? Is there flesh coming up? Is that
there's blood? There's blood.
That's definitely blood. Nice, Sean. Nice.
Yeah.
Good bloody Green Bay picture there.
All right, guys. Sean, is there anything else you want to play before we get out of here, man?
Well, I want to say real quick with class, fuck Green Bay. Fuck the Packers.
Fuck the Packers. Fuck them.
I would love to, Kyle, but my mouse isn't working for some reason.
All right, we'll just say it. Fuck the Packers.
I got you here.
Yeah, if there's 1 week, where you gotta play that shit.
Work. I don't know what the hell.
Don't worry.
Look at Romy's like play. Everybody's like.
Anything you want to get out there before we wrap up?
Shit, fuck Green Bay.
All right. Yeah. Let's go. That a boy. Awesome.
There was no class accusations about that. No Packers fans got on Austin Booker's case about that.
Wait, I didn't hear that. Dwayne says he walked it back. I didn't hear any of that shit.
He did what?
Ben? No, he didn't walk it back. He doubled down.
No, he did not walk it back.
He's talking about Orlovsky.
Oh, he did?
I didn't see him
walk it back. There's no walking it back.
Orlovsky guaranteed.
You already said it. Yeah.
I never heard him say like, I was wrong. The Packers or the Bears obviously are a better team than I thought they were going to. I didn't hear any of that shit. I heard him talk all day today. I didn't hear any, unless Dwayne's talking about something else. I didn't hear him mention the Bears Packers at all. I mean, he talked about the game.
Never let it rain. You're going to get better. You're going to get better. You better get better. You better get better. Bears on 3. 1, 2, 3.
That scared
Good,
scared the shit out of me, dude.
Dwayne says he talked about the beautiful throw and can't anybody make throws, etc. Yeah, but that's not.
Because Dan Orlovsky can't make that fucking throw.
Like, that's not coming out and being like, I was wrong. I was wrong.
Ben's a real man, and he doubled down on what he said.
I just want to know. I just want Dan Orlovsky to pick the Rams.
Don't be friends with your enemy.
Feel so good about
with all disrespect.
I'm not going to see the United States shaking hands with Russia or China types. Listen, you want to beat the fuck out of the Packers. You want to leave a mental impression. You want to say, hey, we're here with the Bears. We're here to stay. We're going to beat the shit out of you for the next 10 years. Do everything as disrespectfully as you possibly can. Yeah. That's my everything.
Lost.
Hey, and I'll say
order given.
Yeah, give Packers fans that feeling Bears fans have had for fucking years.
This is a rivalry.
And Caleb's gonna walk up to their fans one day in 5 years from now and be like, I own you, motherfuckers. I own you.
Hey, we got a
this
new
is
member
my
of the
team.
chat. Slimbo Boogie. What up? Lions after
Slimbo.
Yeah, they do. Slim's
What's
right,
up,
man.
We appreciate it.
Watching the Bears is like watching a suspenseful movie, dude. It's insane.
I know, man. So many people said to me, I turned the game off, and I was like, what?
Who the fuck?
Yeah, I went to sleep at halftime. Like, are you
turning it off?
Fucking mind?
Who is turning off a Bears playoff game?
Multiple people I worked with were like, I missed it. I stopped watching. I went upstairs.
Dude, I watched the Packers beat the shit out of the Bears with Jay Cutler. We're sitting on the side on a bicycle, and that game was well to reach midway through the fourth quarter. I think Caleb Haney, right?
Who started watch Todd Collins and Caleb Haney.
Yeah, dude. I mean, at that point,
we all watched that game together.
We weren't turning the fucking TV off, bro. You got to eat that shit.
And we watched it with a fucking Packers fan too. God damn.
That shit, dude.
That was rough.
Shit.
Fuck you.
Was that Kyle Harris? Hey, do you think we'll see Kyle Harris tomorrow?
No, he ain't chiming in.
No, he's going to have his kid. He always has his kids when the Bears beat the Packers. But when the Packers beat the Bears, he doesn't have his kids.
That's fucked up.
What's up, Chicago, man? It's Chicago, man. What up, dude?
It
Thank you
says
for
Yeah, how
being
you
here.
doing, brother? He says
Bears.
Blackhawks playing right now. Yeah, let's go. Let's
He
get
always
out of
has
here,
his
everybody.
kids when the
Blackhawks
Bears
playing
beat the
right now.
Go watch
Let's
some
get-
play-
Let's
go
get out
watch
of
some
here.
playoff
Love
football.
y'all. Hey, don't forget Wednesday we'll be back for the Barely There. Thursday
I
we
graded
got-
the cheese first. I was on here grading cheese fucking
we
4
got
weeks ago,
Thursday,
guys.
The bare minimum.
Getting
and
cheese
Sunday-
all over my laptop. Come on now.
Saturday morning or Sunday morning preview before we move on to the NFC Championship game, folks.
Lauren, is that
It's
Lauren?
gonna
Is that the
happen.
all-time record? I don't know what that. I don't know what that is. Is that the
Yeah, I
all-time
think
record?
yeah, it probably is.
109 to 98. Yep. Yeah. Fuck, you're right.
Guys,
By
I'm
the
still
time Caleb
so jacked.
retires,
What a
they're coming
great
back.
week. It's going to be another great week.
It's real, boys. Everybody,
We're going to be
love
here
you.
all week. 4-Star Chicago Sports, Wednesday, Thursday, Sunday. Join in.
Love you
Hit
guys.
that like. Make sure you're subscribed. Hit
I'm
the
sure Lauren-
notification bell. It's going to let you know. And
I'm
we
sure-
got shorts that are going to be coming out all week
Lauren,
as well.
Lauren,
Hit
get
'em
us
up.
some video. Lauren, get us some videos from the game on Sunday, man. Get us some videos.
You're
on it.
lucky
I wanna-
my
I wanna
shirt-
see that crowd.
You're
and
lucky
stuff.
my shirt remains on, but fuck the Packers.
Everybody,
Bear the fuck
take care of
down,
yourself.
guys. Bear the
Take
fuck
care
Check it
of
down.
out. Bear down, everybody.
Appreciate you guys.